delivery services for a Denver food distribution plant is on strike. Teamsters Local 455 called that job action on Sunday night to protest new rules on delivery and production at Cisco Foods. About 350 union members walked off the job. Cisco used non-union supervisors to deliver orders yesterday. And in sports, the Avs on the road tonight in Calgary to face the Flames. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is paid for by Doctor-Patient Unity.
It's slow on I-70 and a crash downtown. Both directions of I-70 a bit heavy in the elevated portion. The earlier crash eastbound to Monaco, long gone, but it's taking a long time for traffic flow to get back up to speed on that stretch. So if you got to travel on that section, give yourself a little bit of extra time. Got a fresh crash downtown, southbound I-25 at 20th. Two vehicles
He just wanted to get a feel for them. The account says 4. Then he asked his executive assistant, how much is 2 and 2? She says 4. Then he asks his attorney, how much is 2 and 2? And the attorney goes and closes the shades and shuts the door and says, what do you want it to be?
I teach continuing education. In my mid-break, I use that exact same.
Do you really?
Exact same.
You heard that joke?
Exact same joke. I've been using that one for years.
Oh, really?
And then I segue into the reason I tell that joke is because when it comes to estate planning and asset protection, what do you want it to be? You're in control.
Oh, that's good.
So you use that.
What was the original joke? It was about an accountant and an attorney, right? I mean, the attorney's the one that says, what do you want it to be, right?
Yeah. The attorney says,
I thought you were going to say it depends, but I like that one. What do you want?
Just 2 and 2? What do you want it to be?
You got to have a humor, sense of humor.
Yeah. Let's get started with attorney jokes this morning. 99% of attorneys give the rest of them a bad name.
I'm going to give you quick and simple advice. If your furnace breaks, call PriceFixerDenver.com. They never charge a trip or diagnostic fee.
Suzanne's ruthless, man. She goes in 6 words or less. I don't think she meant that. Or I heard it wrong. Explain your problem in 6 words or less.
That's what she said. The common man's not in yet, huh?
PriceFixerDenver.com. That's PriceFixerDenver.com. The Dan Catholic Show. That's 4 to 6. Tuesday at 4. Welcome back, my friends, to the Crumpet.
Oh, Lord, I have no idea how to fix this.
Week 2, their attempt to bury the president, but whose grave are they really digging? But it's the room. Join me for this is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, and how are you? And what are you doing today? And how can I help you? I'm asking all of these questions because we are here for one reason, and that is to make life just a little easier. So all you have to do is give me a call. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. And then we will talk about anything near and dear to your heart. All right? Got to get my headset on. I'm just combobulated here. But anyway, here's the bottom line. We have had some cases this week that are just blowing our minds. Now, the one, Mark, there was one that bugged you particularly. Which one was it? You were talking about it downstairs, and you said, I don't know why this happened, and it shouldn't have happened, and there's no way we can help.
You know what's insane real quick? How do I walk in here and there's no mic stock? I mean, for the life of me,
well, let me give
crap's missing all the time. The headphones are missing, chairs are missing. What the hell's wrong?
Okay, let's go to the phones, and we want to talk to Colin because he's running for Are you running for a political office? We don't do politics here, you clown. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Colin.
All right. Am I live right now?
Yes.
All right. Hello, world. This is Colin Winter, otherwise known notoriously as C-Dubs, Caterpillar, and a whole bunch of other nicknames since high school. I have a legitimate background that you should check me out on Twitter.
Wait. Are you campaigning on my show? Because we don't do politics, brother.
Well.
No. What you wanted to announce? Hold on. You want to announce that you're running for office on my show?
Yes.
Are you famous?
Kind of.
Listen, man. Listen, we talk to everyone. And if you want to announce you're running for what? What are you running for?
The state's position in the federal government as U.S. Senator.
Okay, so one of our two senators, Democrat or Republican?
Correct. I'm an independent. I see it from both sides. I've been campaigning and volunteering for presidential campaigns since high school. So, I mean...
Okay, Colin.
Sorry for the trains. I'm going to try to get somewhere quieter to talk, but...
All right, good.
Right
Get somewhere quieter. Can you hold on a second? Just hold on, and I'll come... Colin, I'll come right back to you. Hold on.
Hey, ask him how many senators there are.
I'll ask him that. I want to ask him some other stuff. Hold on. Ron's got a question for small claims. Ron, welcome. I'm Tom Martino. What is going on with you?
Tom, I signed a contract with a company called E&J Paving to do a new sidewalk on our home and
how'd you find E&J?
Pardon me?
How'd you find E&J Paving?
One of their employees came by our house, noticed that some work needed to be done.
Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst way to pick anybody. Okay.
Having read your column, I understand that now.
Okay, now tell me what you need. What can we do to help you? What's wrong?
I went to the Secretary of State's website.
First get to the part about knocking on your door. Let's get to that part. You signed a contract. How much did you commit to?
The total was $3,750.
Did you put any money down?
The contract says no deposit, but when the work started being done, the fellow that came by our home and that prepared the document, said that when the concrete truck showed up, he said that the guy wouldn't leave the concrete unless I paid him.
Okay, fine. That's what I'm getting at. How much did you pay when work started? Which, by the way, is better than doing it when no work started or just for signing a contract. But get right to it as far as what we're talking about. How much money did you pay them?
I paid 4 different people the $3,750.
You've paid 4 people $3,750?
Yeah.
In full.
The 4 checks are $3,750.
You paid like a lot of money. In other words, you paid more than $12,000 is what you're $16,000.
No, I may
you said you paid 4 different people.
Checks total $3,750.
Well, okay, so you've already done all 4 checks.
Correct. I paid everything we contracted for.
All right, got it. So you paid in full. How much of the work is done? Listen, I know you didn't call about this. You want to know about small claims. But I want to know if I can help you or what your case is. So how much of the work was done? 100%?
Probably about 80% of the work was completed, but it does not meet the industry standards. So
80% done, but you don't like the work. You're saying it sucks.
It sucks, plus it doesn't meet the concrete industry standards.
Okay, that's fine. Now, what I'd like to know is, this 80% completed, did you stop them from doing 100%?
No.
Did they walk off the job, or do they feel it's done? In their minds, if we call them, do they say, oh, we finished that job?
They walked off the job, and I printed out text messages from the person that we contacted.
So the answer is that they think it's complete in their mind, or are they purposely walking off the job? What is their perspective?
They purposely walked off the job, and they know and understand and have acknowledged that it's not complete.
Okay, but do they acknowledge that the 80% they did do is not good?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do. So they acknowledge not only didn't they finish, but they acknowledge that the other stuff probably has to be redone.
Correct.
What are the deficiencies?
The concrete that they poured in our driveway, they did some repairs. They cut out a cracked portion that goes all the way across the driveway, and they said that they would put in rebar and that they would properly prepare
so the answer would be they didn't reinforce it.
Correct.
What else did they do wrong? That's enough right there.
When they poured the sidewalk, they did not prepare the ground. They did not put down any road base.
Okay, no rebar. Did they use fiber, by the way?
They did use fiber concrete.
Sometimes fibrous concrete takes the place of rebar. So no rebar, and you said they also did something else wrong. And so what was that other thing you just said? No rebar, and what else?
They They didn't properly prepare the ground.
Prep. What else? What else? Just get to the main stuff, because this is good stuff. You basically have a good case here to get your money back, so you want to take them to small claims court, right? No rebar, no prep. Anything else major?
The finish was not good, and
bad finish. Gotcha.
They did not use forms on part of it, so the concrete ran into our garden areas.
Listen. First of all, I want to tell everyone, and I know you didn't call for the obvious, but I want to say this. If you took a pool of people that get ripped off, and well, let's do it this way. If you take a pool of people that did outbound calling and research and found companies on their own, that pool of people would have about 30% of them getting substandard work and about 10% of them being ripped off. If you take a pool of people that had someone approach them, you would have 95% of the people getting ripped off. I'm not saying everyone who approaches you will rip you off. What I'm saying is that there's a way more likelihood of being ripped off when people approach you as opposed to you approaching them. So what we have right now is you automatically, that was wrong. The other thing is you did no research, you didn't know the company from Adam, and you hired them. So you're kind of getting what you contracted for, which means, I don't mean that. I'm saying it facetiously. You get what you put into it, not just with money, but with research and all of that. That doesn't mean you should be ripped off. Let's warn people about E&J. What I'd like to do before that is tell you is get them on the phone and really have you just asked friendly, will you give my money back?
I have, and he broke his promise to pay it. I prepared promissory notes, and when it got down to where and when we were going to meet, he would not meet me and sign them.
Okay, so the guy's a clown. What's his name?
His name is Scott Morgan.
Scott Morgan. Have you since done research on this company? You said Secretary of State and all of that. What about reviews, consumer reviews?
I can't find anything online about them, but I'm aware of 2 other jobs.
Is it E&J like in Echo and Juliet?
That's correct.
Okay. Hold on. Let's try to get him on the phone. If you have a number for Scott Morgan, I'd like to see what he has to say. And then we can talk about anything else you want to talk about. We have with us Blake Harris, Mile High Estate Planning, which is cool. We are going to talk about prenuptial agreements. And why would you have an estate attorney do that? That's a good idea, right? Let's talk about that and more coming up. I also want to tell you...
Tim's taxes were an unbelievably trouble with No more Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. It's like having 2 lives, only 4 Optima Tax and 1 app. Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-960.
Retro, right?
800-960-1575.
Fucking USPS, Jesus.
I want you to look at this video and it will do the sales job for me. It is such a good insulation. It's a product made to insulate homes after they're built. So if you have an older home or a slightly newer home, but you have traditional insulation, you're going to want to see this. Here's the video. It can be seen here. FoamYourWalls.com. What you will see is a state-of-the-art injection foam, not a spray-on. It doesn't get hard. It remains pliable. It goes into the walls and fills all the nooks and crannies. You have to see how wonderful it is. It remains pliable, so in the future you can snake through it if you have to. It wraps wires and pipes. It's wonderful stuff, and when you see it, you'll be a believer. Here's what else you can do. You can do it on your home from outside, meaning they'll come and within a day get the thing done from outside your home without any disruption to your living space. 80% more quiet when they're done your home. Think about that. Sounds like you're in a studio, right? And then you can save up to 50% on energy bills, and that's FoamYourWalls.com.
So it's in a paving Secretary of State, and the guy's name is Eddie John.
What's that, sir?
The guy's name is Eddie John, not just Scott Morgan.
Okay.
I'm the Secretary of State. I think maybe Suzanne Holmes.
Is Suzanne home?
You can listen, I think I told you this, Blake. We want you to be a person, and that makes you the most powerful as a person. So you can chime in on anything.
Gotcha.
People love hearing people who are people. You know, it's just they tend to remember you more.
Cannabis Network training.
I know. It's just everyone's getting in on it, man. It's like the gold rush.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that one that sold is pretty amazing.
What's that, Mark?
One of them around here sold to a Canadian company for $34 million, I think.
All right. So should we take ownership as part of our deal?
That's whole different, man. That's CBD.
Oh, what were you talking about?
Dope.
Oh.
Marijuana. Yeah, but that's
Trial century.
Do you hear Biden? He's like the only Democrat that won't legalize the dope. He's a fucking moron. He's going to get zero. I mean, and he's just a fucking moron.
Hey, Mark, how can you make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for
I won't say the floodgates are open, but it's already open.
I got nothing.
18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate and save up to $1,000 a month. Mortgage rates haven't been this low in over.
Oh yeah, at KRDO.
Take advantage. As long as you have equity in your home, you can pay off any debt, not just credit cards, and you can get it done in as few as 10 days.
Yeah, he's a producer in KRDO.
Mortgage consultants today, it takes
There's another one that might ask too, Mike Lewis, but I doubt it.
Isn't he the program director?
Who?
Mike Lewis?
Mike is, yeah. TJ's actually, I'm sorry, he's the head board op or whatever that's called.
What you're saying is Suzanne Holm?
I thought you said it's Suzanne Holm.
No,
I didn't know what you were
calling. Is she calling?
Calling who?
That guy with E&J.
Are you calling the guy for ENJ?
Mark is Master Rooter.
When is that?
Last hour. Oh, you got to move it then, don't you?
What? Oh, yeah. Hey, I need to move Master Rooter into the second or third hour, please. Third hour would be great.
Are you leaving early?
Actually, it doesn't matter, honestly. I got to leave at 1 o'clock, or right about there. I got two guys coming. I got my garage door opener guys and the other. But, you know, One Clear Choice doesn't do commercial. They wouldn't do my new garage, man.
Really?
Yep. They don't do big fucking doors.
Wow.
I didn't know that either.
Oh. What's considered outside of their wheelhouse?
I don't know. Probably that 14-footer.
Yeah, let's see. What?
I don't know if they have like the lifts
The
and
door or
equipment.
the opener?
No, the door or the... Well, it didn't matter. I'm not going to have one come out and do the Sidewinder.
Of course not.
Yeah.
You know who does?
I bet they
Don.
don't do either.
Is Don still on a referral list?
No, I did them.
Oh.
I used...
But is Don still on? I think he is, right? Don's?
Yeah.
He's good. Good guy.
I got a quote from him.
Don's a good guy.
I got 4 quotes. I went with the company that was on the referral list at the time when I ordered them. So I got the 14-foot door, the 10-foot door, 2 sidewinders, keypad, the doors, railing, everything installed. $3,800. Don was
I'm
7.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Real CBD that works.com. Channel 9 did a test of CBD products. They didn't test Panacea Life, but I believe they went, Panacea Life Sciences at Ava Golden. I believe Channel 9 went to that convention because there are a bunch of people around, all with CBD products, and they tested. That's pretty cool. I think if you test, you're going to find a lot of products do not contain what they say, or they're not as accurate as they say. Panacea Life Sciences stakes their name on it. They have a pharmaceutical lab. And they have the most wonderful stuff that works. It really does work. RealCBDThatWorks.com is where you can order it. So let's continue, okay? We have a guy that had a bad concrete job, basically. He did everything wrong. Now he's calling for help. Do you know how many people do everything wrong? and then call us for help, I don't mind. Especially when they go outside the referral list. They go to Nextdoor or they go to the internet, and there's nothing wrong with searching on the internet. We all do it. But to find out the quality of a company, you have to check them out or allow us to check them out for you. And that's why we have referralist.com. It's really the only one that does that. I don't care what anyone says. And I will here's the way. I'm challenging anyone who has a list to say that. We will tell you and show you we do more not only to background check, we do more to maintain and monitor than anyone anywhere, and that is a fact, and I'm stating it. So if anyone disagrees, challenge me, and then we'll just go toe-to-toe because I can prove it. Now, Colin is running for senator. I wanted him to get situated so he could talk about this. Now I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think Colin has a snowball's chance in hell because he's no one as far as the political scene. He's some guy in I don't know, Fort Collins. Where are you, Colin? Where do you live?
I can't say. This is high-level shit that's going down, and I'm scared.
All right, hold on. I did it. You don't have to. Did you get it? I got it. Okay. Now, Colin, here's the rule, okay? You can't say that. The S-H-I word. You can't say it. Now, I nixed you.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no one in their right mind would vote for that.
Well, first
moron.
of all, here's the first thing, okay? People are criticizing Trump for not releasing his taxes. I just asked the guy, where do you live? I can't say that. Okay, now, if you don't even give your residence, Colin, you sound like a nut, okay? Now, why am I keeping you on the air if you sound like a nut? Because nuts are fun, too, okay? Let's just be honest about it. Ron, you wanted to talk about serving. So, yeah, you did get ripped off. We're trying to call this company E&J Paving. But, here's the truth of the matter. You go to court, you get a judgment, what good is it? They probably won't even show up. When you're dealing with dirt bags, you don't get much but dirt.
Right.
So your question was small claims. Mark is our small claims doer. He actually does them, and for himself. And he's been successful 100% of the time, either in court or in settlement. So what is your question?
So I filed the suit against.
You already did it. Good.
E&J Paving. I tried to have it served by mail. That was unsuccessful.
I would also sue him personally too, claiming that he defrauded me too. He lied, but keep going.
And then I had the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office serve.
Good.
And they said the address on the Secretary of State's website is incomplete. They need an apartment number and a building number.
So where are we right now? What can we do to help you?
So what I want to know, what I was questioning is if I can serve Scott Morgan directly, or if I can file.
You mean you personally? Now, listen, what's the difference of filing against him or the corporation as far as serving goes? Why are you asking that?
Because I know where their company's office is. I've been there. I've driven past it. I've seen their cars.
Are you asking if you personally can serve them?
If I can personally serve Scott Morgan as an employee of that company.
Blake Harris is an attorney at law. I think the basic rules of service.
Yes, you can serve him. Typically, I recommend.
No, but I thought you could.
He can't serve him.
I thought if you're a party to the lawsuit, if I'm suing you, I can't personally serve you, can I?
I don't recommend clients do it, but I believe that you can personally.
No, you can't.
No. I don't think on service. Of course, this is not. Well, funny enough,
at least not with small claims. You absolutely positively.
This is not something attorneys deal with anyway. They hire people to do it. So it's not. But really, I don't think if you're a party to the lawsuit.
My God, you can't. End of story. You absolutely can't.
Okay, Mark is
right
saying,
on the paperwork.
All right, thank you. So you can't. You got to hire someone to do it.
I misspoke. What I need to know is if I can have the sheriff's office serve an employee of the company.
He can serve the employee's wife. He could serve the kids if they're over 18, for that matter. It doesn't mean the judge is going to like it.
Okay, but when you serve Mark, what is acceptable though? I think you can go and leave it at a receptionist, right, or not?
If you can get into the office, you're fine. There's no problem. Yeah, remember when I served that plumbing company and they were throwing stuff at me? I basically gave it to the receptionist.
Yeah, you don't have to hand it to the person directly.
Okay, you've answered. You've
Yeah.
perfectly answered my question.
But you're not going to get much. Now, if you do it right, so many people get judgments and they don't actually do anything with them.
Just have a neighbor or friend walk into the office and hand it to them. Then they sign everything and you get it notarized and you're done.
Now, here's the deal. Once you get a judgment, get back to us. You'll probably get a judgment. You get back to us, and we'll show you how to make hay with it. We had one guy, a hot tub guy, one time. He was taking money and not delivering hot tubs. He was a jerk. We had an attorney who got a judgment. He went in and got a writ of execution, meaning he got permission to go into the place of business and literally remove items off the showroom floor equal to the judgment or close to. There was nothing the guy could do. He's saying, wait a minute, I owe money on those things. So what? This is ours now. You worry about it. We're going to sell them and we're going to satisfy the judgment. People don't do that kind of stuff, but they can. Margaret?
Yes.
This sounds serious.
I have a question about HOA fees. Well, it's not the HOA fee. We pay an HOA fee every month. And several months ago, the HOA, one that runs it, Casey's.
You mean the management company, Margaret?
What?
Are you talking about the management company?
Yes.
Okay.
They said that we should pay a special assessment fee at the first of the year.
Well, first of all, let me just explain something to everyone listening, okay? Just because we're on the topic. Number one, management companies do not assess. Management companies do nothing but execute what the board wants. The board must agree to any assessments. The board must set the monthly fees. Okay, keep going.
This board they'll set everything. Anyway, the special assessment that's due after the first of the year is $2,500.
For what?
They will not tell us for what, where it went.
All right, hold on. This is serious. Hold on. I'm going to give you valuable information on this. Hang on.
This is Denver's.
They're assessing and not telling them absolutely anything. I don't believe it.
Mark, you have too much doubt lately. He is definitely. You cannot.
So can you imagine if in the bylaws it actually said we can assess at any time for no reason? That would be funny.
They almost say that. So did you look it up that you can't serve?
Yeah, I got that wrong.
You never. What's amazing is it's such a basic because you don't do it.
Well, no, and I was actually told. I remember hearing from another attorney earlier in my career that you could do it. I've never.
Maybe in another state.
In Florida, but he was wrong too. It looks like.
But you can't be somebody
yes.
who gets money from it or a witness.
Yeah, you can't be a party.
You can't be any part of the trial.
Denver trial lawyers long.
Would you want to come to the Asking on Saturday?
I'm going to be in Florida with the kids, but I appreciate the offer. Thank you so much.
Let me ask you this, Hiram.
I'm doing a spot.
Is it Lexus Club or not?
These are the suites.
It's not Lexus Club, bud.
This is my first time being in the suite, so I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, enjoy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah. See you soon.
Have you been in the Lexus Club?
DenverTrialLawyers.com. I love that website. Just like I like our guest today, MileHighEstatePlanning.com. But I love when the website says and does, says what they do. Like DenverTrialLawyers.com. These guys, that's what they do. They go to trial. Now, of course, they'll settle if they think it's justified and fair. They'll also, of course, do jury trials or judge trials. Whatever they do it for you, and they only collect if you collect. And you know what? They recently got a $5 million settlement on a sexual assault case against Adams County. How about that? Adams County School District. If you have a product, a bad doctor, a hospital, a therapist, assisted living facilities, nursing homes, people that hurt people, call them. Or go to DenverTrialLawyers.com, 303-647-4435 for catastrophic injury, 647-4435.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here to tell you
You sent him a bunch of 30s for Art of Granite and he needs 60s.
No, listen. Art of Granite is going to switch. Not now. They're going to switch to 30s. All of them. Lives, everything. So that's why I sent them for the future. You can use 60s now. I can do them live now. But eventually those will be the only ones we use.
Okay, first off,
If you do feel safe at my office, it's the last place you'll have to visit for honest and excellent dental care. We can solve your problem.
Why can't we fucking get a fucking system that works? Why? Why can't we fucking communicate? The guy's on sometimes and off sometimes. Between the studio and here, we can talk to fucking people in the space station, but I can't talk to my board guy. It's a crapshoot. Sometimes I hear you, sometimes I don't. I was ranting on the technology. Go ahead.
Oh, rock and roll. How much are they? What's the total?
Let me just go and talk to him. I don't know what the fuck is the difference, but sometimes I can hear him.
You want me to smack them?
that was fun.
Okay, that'd be great. I'll see you probably today. Thank
All
you
I do
very
is
much.
make sandwiches.
Make me some mac and cheese.
Carb-free mac and cheese. Keto mac.
That's about the extent of her cooking. Actually, she's pretty good. I made chicken thighs last night, though. Holy shit, were they good, man. Crispy skin on. Crispy.
How'd you do it in the grill?
No, fuck no, man. I put them in the microwave. No, I put them in the, what do you call it? The convection oven thing. 400 degrees, 30 minutes. Homemade, what do you call it? Homemade,
Sauce?
No sauce. Homemade rub.
Oh.
Good shit, man.
What's good shit?
I made these chicken thighs last night.
Oh.
They came out so crispy and tender.
I love it. I don't like white meat. I love chicken thighs.
Thighs are the best.
I love
fucking
with
chicken.
skin.
Yeah, oh, you have to have
Jesus,
crispy
don't take skin off.
The boneless, skinless are the worst, man.
Yeah, I know.
Although if
Why?
you have to have boneless, skinless, you want thighs.
That's right. That's exactly right. Stephanie wants a boneless, skinless.
The dark meat is just so much.
She wants a boneless, skinless breast cooked to where it doesn't taste like food.
Or chicken, yeah.
She likes just
Tastes
dry
like
as
chicken
food.
jerky.
She likes her salmon like that. I said, why bother?
Oh, not salmon.
Ugh.
I grilled shrimp on Sunday. Costco's got these big ass jumbo shrimp. Oh my God, are they good, man?
Damn.
It's the first time I did them high heat. I grilled them like at 550 for like
Doesn't take
3
long.
minutes.
Oh, I can have lunch. I don't have a workout today.
You try to do rack.
I love this guy, Big Lou. Do you have 2 wives with
Yeah,
multi-million-dollar
what a
policies?
sexist commercial.
And your
trophy
new
wife.
wants one too? Call Big Lou.
It's crazy.
He's
shit.
like you. He's on number 2.
Does he say that?
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
He's the best. I love Big Lou.
And he's like me. He's on number 3.
He's like me. He's on number 3. And your new trophy wife wants a policy too? Call Big Lou. He's very. That's what I like about the ad. It's like right there. Here's who we're going after. We're going after 60-year-old guys on their 3rd wife. That's half their age, and they want a big policy. Call Big Lou.
It's a niche market with some money.
That's exactly what it is. He knows who he's marketing to.
Mm-hmm.
And that ad's been on for 3 years, so it's working. It's been on Sirius XM forever.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. When we talk about HOAs, it's important to make distinctions. That management companies work at the behest of HOAs. They are under HOAs. HOAs tell them what to do. But you have cases that we have found, I call them runaway management companies, where over the years, the apathy in the homeowner development has become so bad that people hardly run for office, and when they do, they just sit there and do nothing, and they leave everything to the HOA. In fact, the HOA might say, hey, How about this or how about that? They don't even bother answering, or they say, we're going to do this. Let us know if it bothers you. And through the years, they actually control proxies and everything else and become more powerful than the homeowners. That's just a side note. Don't ever let an HOA run away. And don't ever let people have honorary seats for office without doing something. And especially make sure no one member gets too many proxies. Because you can have, there was a case, in fact, it's still going on, Pantera Plaza. I can say it because it's true. One resident there, an older woman, has so many proxies that she controls everything. It's like her private residence. She'll say, here, I want this new carpeting done. I want this done. Now, of course, they have to go through votes, but she's the winner. She's the winner of the vote because she has the proxies. Now, if you wanted to try to battle and go up against her and send out an email saying so-and-so should not have all these proxies, you can't because she outlawed bulk mailing to members, and they don't release mailing lists. So you'd have to stand at the entrance door and find enough residents to take proxies away. That's an example. Now, this has nothing to do with Margaret, but when we're on topics, I like to do what I call teachable moments. So let's talk about this, Margaret. You have an assessment coming up for $2,500, and you tell us they will not tell you what it's for. Is that true?
Right.
That's weird.
There's 300 units.
Now, that's
condo.
A lot of money. Are you sure you didn't recently have hail damage or roof damage, because they'll have a deductible, and that deductible is usually shared among the homeowners?
No. When we had the last hail damage, there was a different leader that was elected.
That doesn't matter if this is not what it's for. I mean, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
In other words, I want to talk about why you're getting assessed. And how many members did you say?
300.
My gosh.
They said that they were short.
Okay.
And they won't tell us where $300,000 went.
Okay. We have several issues. First and foremost, assessments can be done. They can be done. Almost every HOA operating agreement allows for assessments. The only thing you have to be sure of is that they do it properly, meaning the proper notice and all of that. Margaret, I'm just going to tell you that most likely, they can do it. But do they have to tell you what it's for? A shortfall is a reason. If they simply don't have enough operating funds, they're allowed to have an assessment. However, the second issue is fraud. Do you believe money is missing because of fraud? Then what you do is you demand to see the books. And as a member, okay, well, when you get to see the books, you get a forensic accountant to go through them at your expense, and you figure out if you and a few others are concerned. You get a forensic accountant to go through the books. They cannot stop you from doing it. And then you decide if there's enough there to go after. If there's fraud, you go after it like anything.
None of us can afford, so far anybody I've talked to cannot afford to have any kind of lawyer or anything. I'm on Social Security. So.
Okay, Margaret, there's another thing I wanted to mention when it comes to assessments. If it was an assessment due to an insurable loss, let's say the roof was destroyed by hail, and the deductible was $300,000, and they divide it among the homeowners. Many people have condo insurance or townhome insurance that covers, but many of them cover special assessments, but only when the special assessment is tied to an insurable loss. They're not going to cover your assessment just because the parking lot needs to be repaved or because they have a shortfall. But if it was tied, that's why I asked what was the reason. If it's tied to an insurable loss, then that assessment is often covered by your homeowners. If people listening right now want to get their policies reviewed, they should do that, because you want to make sure you're covered for special assessments. Again, it doesn't cover maintenance like that. So, Margaret, if you have no money and none of the people complaining have money, why don't you, in a friendly way, and then we'll provide the accounting, why don't you ask the management company for all of the books? You want the spreadsheets for all of the general ledger, whatever, you want for the last, 3 years? You're saying the money just recently
That'd be
went?
perfect. Yeah.
You
That
asked
was when
them in
the
a
guy-
friendly way. Now, here's how you're going to do it. You're going to say, I simply want to go over the books, and it's my right as an owner. Don't get confrontational. Don't ask, where did $300,000 go? Whatever. Just ask for copies of the books and say they can email them to you and ask for 3 years. If they give you a hard time at all, you tell them you're going to seek legal counsel, and we'll hook you up with someone, because they can't refuse you this, okay? They can't refuse it. What's the name of the management company?
Casey's.
Who?
I'm sorry, my throat hurts. It's KC.
Okay. You tell KC, the management company, that you talked to me and that you want to get copies of that, or we're going to launch an investigation. That's all you want. Now, why did you say $300,000? Why did that pop into your mind? Why did you say?
No, I said there's 300 units. Yeah.
No, you said
when,
there's $300,000 missing.
That would be what, I don't know, it's what one of the meetings. What happened is when the previous elected HOA that was elected in our units, when she and her husband had built a house up in Mountain City.
Can you get to the 300,000 that you think are missing? Why did you say 300,000 is missing?
Because when she left, there was $600,000 in the kitty.
When was
and
that?
They said
when was that? When was that? When
Sorry, I didn't hear.
was that? When?
All right, that was 3 years ago.
Okay, hold on. All right, Suzanne, I told her what to do. Daphne, you can help her get that request to the board. She just wants a copy of the books going back 3 years. That's it. 303-713-TALK. Now, Blake Harris, Mile High Estate Planning, is with us. Blake, you have done prenups, and you're an estate attorney. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, actually.
Turn the mic on. There you go.
It's a common misconception that prenups are just for family law attorneys, but actually it makes a lot of sense for an estate planning attorney to draft up a prenup at the same time you're creating your estate plan.
Of course it does, because you're talking about trusts and wills and probate.
You're talking about your assets. What are you going to do with your property, and also what are you going to do with your debt in the event of a divorce?
Yeah, but if you do a prenup, you obviously do it for one or the other. You can't represent both.
Actually, you can represent both. I do, in certain circumstances, recommend clients go out and make it a little bit more bulletproof by having two separate attorneys. Right. You can have one attorney prepared for both.
Okay. In other words, if a couple comes to you and says, we want to get a prenup going, as long as they agree to that, they can do that, but then you advise them to have it looked at.
Yes, it does make it more bulletproof if they get a second set of the
so it's
independent counsels. But in certain circumstances, I'm comfortable.
So it's kind of like a mediated prenup.
Exactly, and a prenup is a lot less expensive than paying for attorneys in the time of a divorce.
We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
You got to get right on that mic. What?
Can you kill that for a second?
Right now, if you got somewhere to go, now's a good time to try to get to where you need to be. Just a couple of slow spots on the highway drive. Eastbound I-70 is a bit heavy in the elevated portion. Looks like construction is the culprit there. Solid backups all the way to I-25. So if you got to travel on that stretch, just pack your patience. Once you get past 270, you're in better shape. The other slow spot is eastbound I-270, a bit heavy either side of the I-76 interchange. Watch out for delays there as well. The weather forecast going to be partly sunny today. Enjoy it. A high near 70. Right now, mostly cloudy in Denver, and we're sitting at 50 with your Impact Traffic and Weather. I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Maybe it's time for you to go ring shopping. So you go to eBay, and whoa, eBay has lots of rings. Earrings, championship rings, even the big ring that she'll love.
Yes!
Check eBay, and you'll always find an unmatched selection at a price you'll love.
Century RV is just north of the city on the 119 turnoff to Longmont. The reason I'm telling you the location is because that's where they have their service facility, and they have new and used RVs. But they also have a facility for new and used just west of the city between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's, just north of 6th Avenue. Century RV. You will love these people. People come from all over the country and search them on the internet, but you have them right here. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111.
Rates continue to drop. Have you taken advantage or are you still waiting? Take AIM, Affordable Interest Mortgage, where all of our loans come with lower fees and low rates. You deserve it. Call 720-895-0500, where we have been serving Colorado since 2001. We are locally owned and operated. We know Colorado, and we know how to help. Have you tried to get a loan and been treated just like another number? Transferred from one person to another? Vague answers? Feel like no one is listening? Take AIM, where what you want matters. Respect and straight answers. And all with the same person from start to finish. Call 720-895-0500. We're the home of one of the fastest growing loans in Colorado, the Asset Manager. More Coloradans are switching to this loan than any other. Why? It allows you to pay thousands less in interest, have lower payments, access your equity for 30 years, and own your home in half the time. Find out why it could work for you. Affordable Interest Mortgage. Call 720-895-0500 now and keep more of your money. NMLS 298191, regulated by DORA, equal credit lender.
Any insulation is beneficial, but there's one kind of insulation that tops them all. That's Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Not the foam you see in a can. I'm talking about premium injection foam designed to fill closed wall cavities in old or new homes. For retrofitting, it compresses existing insulation, filling every crack, nook, and cranny. No other existing insulation comes close. Most customers see utility savings of 30%, and you get added benefits like 80% soundproofing, freeze protection for pipes, and a Class 1 fire rating. Call now 720-676-6333. Environmentally friendly. No off-gassing. No matter when your home was built, you owe it to yourself to check out Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Check out the incredible video demonstration at foamyourwalls.com. Then call 720-676-6333. Foamyourwalls.com. That video made me a believer. Foamyourwalls.com.
Brought to you by Attorney Tax. If you're in trouble with the IRS and owe at least $10,000 in back taxes, listen to this important public announcement. The IRS is now offering a special program called the Fresh Start Initiative, which can offer significantly reduced settlements that can reduce your liability by thousands of dollars. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and substantially reduce or eliminate your tax burden. If you're approved and qualified, the IRS will stop the collections against you. Don't feel overwhelmed. Please call the Consumer Hotline to see if you qualify. 800-333-9896. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS, you may qualify for substantial relief and even forgiveness. See if you qualify and get the help you need by calling the Consumer Hotline. 800-333-9896. 800-333-9896. 800-333-9896.
If you've been charged with a DUI, you need good representation. You need the law offices of Joseph A. Lazzara, 303-429-6200. He'll help you through the...
So
we're not going to do that.
We're not going
to
to
do that.
have
Yeah.
you do it?
I want you to talk to her. Hi, honey. What's happening?
I do want to grab one file cabinet.
You got to do it today. They have a company coming in
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. You're right.
What do you got?
Yes,
Which
you
one?
are.
Well, I don't care which one. I just want one.
Will it fit in the back of your
It'll
car?
fit in the back of my car, but it's...
It was an email.
Grab why don't we run down before I leave?
No, no.
Get the thing set up. We'll
No,
run
not
down,
at all.
Okay.
Pull around to the front. I'll help you load it.
No,
You have
no.
But how's it going
Because they heard you on the air the other day, and
Oh, you can get it. I'll
that's
get it
what
or something.
when you were on with Craig.
He'll just keep it. He wants it for his car.
I love you, honey. Bye.
So what
Organize
do you
his
want me to
groceries.
do, Tom?
I think you're right, though. I mean, have her bring some bids up. But you're really right about these chairs. Corey's got to see the wisdom in that. And who
I'll
else?
tell you this: don't just bring them up.
Do we need
No,
to ask
that would be
Tim?
stupid.
You switch a fucking light bulb.
Okay,
they'll
I'm
go
going to write
in.
to Tim, but we got to do this.
Yes. Okay, so you write
All right.
to Tim. You tell me what you want to do with that.
I'm writing to both Tims.
Do you want to wait till I have to show everybody, or do you just want me to help her just get that shit off the top of the deck? It's not going to take me.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do
but
it.
I don't mind helping. Bring
I know,
the brins
but
up.
you're
Dan will help. We'll help. Mark will help. We'll help.
Mark, not today because he's leaving. So, all right.
Tom, a suggestion for a talking point with me. Last time you were asking about myths. If you want to ask about common mistakes, that would be an easy layup for me.
I think you're up.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dave's got a debt collection question. You can call us at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255 on any and all problems. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Okay, so recently I went on FMLA leave.
Yes, that's family leave. So you work for a bigger company where you're allowed to take time off, and they have to hold your job open.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's going on, Dave?
Okay, well, I had an eviction from last year that I went through multiple companies. Wasn't necessarily able to hold employment. It finally went from Texas collection agency back to a law firm here in based out of Aurora. R.D. Fuller, LLC.
Well, what about
and
it? You had a hold on. Let me get it straight. You had an eviction when?
Last year in August.
Okay. So how is this eviction? How is this affecting you?
Well, it kind of put me out. I had to find different residences.
Now, when you say August, you mean August 2019?
No, August 2018.
How does this all tie in
that's
to
what
the family leave?
That's what I'm trying to get at. I have no idea how it ties in. So
well, I contacted the company earlier and asked them how, filing, because they filed with the courts on October 9th, and I was on medical leave from the 14th of September till October 17th.
Dave, are you saying at the time this eviction came, you were on leave?
No. The time that this company filed the paperwork to go to court, because before I was trying to make payments with the collection agency.
When they filed for you to go to court, you're saying you were on leave and could not get to court.
No. The court date's for December 9th. They filed the paperwork on October 9th. I was not contacted before. I haven't even been served papers. But
You're talking about 2018, right?
Yes.
So in 2018, 12/9/2018, there was a court date.
No, sir.
All right.
Oh,
Hold
my God.
On. Okay, Dave, you're just going to have to hold on. And honest to God,
I'm going to go in and talk to him in there.
You're all over the board, okay? So Mark is going to come and talk to you. You're all over the board. You start out with a family leave, and then you talk about something last year, an eviction. Then you talk about paperwork this year. So hold on, please. David, what's going on?
Yeah, so Tom, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I have an issue with my apartment building downtown Denver.
What's going on?
They're trying to limit the time that I can take my waste out. So we have these trash rooms, and it would drop down into the trash receptacle.
I get you, and they have restricted hours. I get it. It's pretty common in the condo biz.
But so we had access to it, and they're charging us for it. But now I can't go dump my waste on Friday and Saturday only unless I'm there when their office hours are open.
All right, so let me get it straight then. This downtown apartment building has a trash chute, and they're restricting access, and it's inconvenient.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I've got, cat litter or whatever, I mean, it's a sanitation issue, and I'm wondering if they're legally allowed to do this since I'm paying for the service.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to figure out what are they not allowing you to do. You can dump any other time, but when? When are you restricted?
So I am restricted only to go down and get them. They have to come up, open up the chute during their office hours.
Now, is this okay? So anyone who wants to dump trash on any time, no matter when it is, they have to go and get someone to open the chute.
Unless you do their valet trash pickup in front of your door from the time between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., but if you leave your trash outside your door outside those hours...
I know, you're trying to paint a picture. I understand this. The picture you're painting is it's impossible to comply unless I get them, and they're restricting me as if trash pickup, because of some kind of kitty litter, makes it some kind of hazardous waste. Therefore, you have a right. Hold on. I'm Tom Martino. Just tell David, please, I'm going to get right to him as soon as we come back. Hey, Ugly, can you tell line 4 I'll get right to him when we come back?
People sure have a hard time describing the problem.
Yeah, but you know, that makes the show. I want you to bring up what you were bringing up before when we were interrupted. I want you to,
He wants to know.
You were telling us stuff.
He wants to know how much he should pay a dog walker. That'd be the best. So my question is, should I hire a plumber?
How does it work in the family leave? Over the dozens.
Do I get a free dog walker with the family leave?
Some of them are like that, Blake, I tell you what.
You know who got nailed? Was it Wells Fargo or WAMU? They both got nailed, but one of them got hit really hard with, I mean, the sanctions were crazy. There was people off fighting in Iraq, and you can't foreclose. Right. When they're gone, they come back and literally their fucking house was emptied out and gone.
What happened?
Wells Fargo and I think WAMU too at the time.
Yeah.
You can't foreclose when they're out fighting.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right.
And literally these people came back and the house was gone.
That's the relief act for them. That's right.
That's right. It was a relief act.
Daphne, do you hear me?
They got
Can you message me if you do?
Oh, I kind of remember that.
We got caught up in all that bullshit. I ended up getting a check for like $190 from fucking Wells Fargo as some weird settlement that I didn't even know I was part of, you know.
But they just sent it to you?
Yeah.
Thanks. No, that's not her. I guess you're not.
I think anybody that requested a modification, which I did in 05 or 06.
Timothy Morrison will testify.
God, maybe it was even before that. I think got a check for whatever reason. I don't even know why.
Somebody said the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows 2 out of every 10 children in Cleveland.
Oh, it got a flag. Yeah, you know why? Because I didn't switch mics over, and it probably played a song too long.
Now we have numbers to say we need more resources.
Well, since I do that waiting, we haven't had any. That's the first flag we've had.
She says poverty,
that's why I'm sure.
violence, and separation of families can lead to additional stress on children. She says if a child reaches out about hurting themselves, it should be treated like an emergency, and 911 should be called. Ryan Burrow, ABC News.
South Dakota is spending $1.4 million on a campaign to fight the state's methamphetamine problem, and nearly $500,000 of that went to a Minnesota.
Oh, did you see New York suing Juul this morning? They announced it.
They should.
Fuck Juul, man. Those guys should be out of business. And anybody that says they weren't trying to deliberately sell to kids is bullshit.
And in your garage, a brand new John Deere.
One third of high schoolers in New York, and like 1/5 or 6 of middle school students are addicted to Juuls. 1/3.
Now start up your engines and drive.
Cotton candy, Tutti Frutti. What adult in their right mind would smoke Tutti Frutti?
I don't know why they did that.
You know what's weird though? The fucking stock didn't even drop.
Many people go without a
Juuls
winter
is
coat to
mostly
help
bought
keep them warm.
It's an halter stock. They're addicted. We're not going.
I know that's the deal. What a product, man. We got to come up with a product people can't. Once they do it once, they got to make methamphetamines legal.
Any of their stores
Heroin.
nationwide. Your donation stays within the community.
God, it's crazy.
Neighbors in need. As a thank you, you receive 10% off your
Well, looks
entire
like
Burlington
Facebook was
purchase.
good yesterday.
Find a store near you
YouTube got
at Burlington.com.
Yeah, YouTube's always the one. It's always music that picks up in the algorithm.
That's the shirt that you had yesterday, right?
J-How News Time, 11:03.
The Aurora City Council will take a look at
changing the city's rules on neighborhood protests. It comes months after picketers protested conditions at Aurora's ICE detention facility. They gathered outside.
You know, have you seen that city park downtown lately? Downtown, right by the Capitol and shit. Yeah. I went down there to file one. I had never seen so many homeless in my life. The tents are from one end to the other. Oh, no, I'm talking fully pitched. It looked like some Boy Scout thing.
So they don't make them take them down during the day?
Well, I was down there filing right after the show, so 3 o'clock.
Jeffco's Outdoor Lab Foundation is hoping to get in on the action.
They're not helping those people by allowing them to do that.
We are
Not
working
at all.
with Colorado Brew Plus, and
Did I ever
they
tell
are
you what
making
Brent
a
Franklin
custom
said?
beer for the Outdoor Lab Foundation.
He said that women, old women are great because they don't swell, they don't tell, and they're fat as hell.
They're grateful as hell.
Oh, grateful as hell.
This report is sponsored by Boost Mobile, the switch that gives you
How's that
more.
going to do with the
There's a
homeless?
couple of highway slow spots in town and a bit of delay.
No, the best thing you can do to keep them off, the best thing you can do is make it hard to be homeless, uncomfortable. And I agree with that.
Well, yeah, you don't want it to be the norm, but you don't want them to suffer either.
Right, well, you want to give them
Especially
the way
the
out.
ones with kids. Give them a way out, right.
And a bit of delay on eastbound I-270.
And there's not anybody, I don't think, that doesn't agree exactly with that.
Going to be partly sunny.
You just don't throw money at it. You got to give them a way out.
Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 38. Right now, mostly cloudy and 50. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Dave Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Switch to the family plan that gives you more. Get unlimited data, talk, and text, so the whole family can stay connected on their super reliable, super fast, nationwide network. Boost Mobile, the switch that gives you more.
If you're running out of room in your home, like maybe you're a hoarder or you've got some new kids, those things are kind of the same, really, right? I've got some great news for you. Mortgage rates are incredibly low, making it easy and affordable to upsize your space. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and now is the time to move into your forever home.
Did you do a crossover there with Ross?
Mortgage consultants
No, I missed it by
are the people you
a couple
need to
minutes.
call. They've been around for 20 years, born in Colorado, and continue.
Oh, did Kaplis talk at all? Did you listen? Did he say anything?
He didn't say anything on his, this is what Boyle said, that Kaplis made this big announcement, didn't say anything, but he said his producer was making sure nobody was coming on the show to say anything about it.
Wow. What do you think? Have you heard anything else through the grapevine?
About what?
The producer wouldn't allow anybody on Kaplis' show, apparently, that would talk about the whole Silverman thing.
That's what Boyle said this morning.
That's what Pete said this morning.
Well, let's find out. Ugly Ed, do you know if the producer kept Kaplis from talking about the Silverman thing yesterday?
Kept callers from going on.
I wonder.
I don't know, I didn't hear. Some of his testimony live and discussed.
There's no doubt he lied.
You think he buried himself?
Can you stan the HOA, man?
He did that.
I have some general questions about special
Thinking
ed.
about that, he moved himself to radio.
Troubleshooter kicked us off. God, I understand it. We're leaving this hellhole. We're going over to the office.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number. I'm going to let you know whenever a line is open. I'm going to get to the phones because we got some stuff to talk about that I think helps everyone. We take the problem and expound upon it. Now, David is a clever young man. He's trying to make a case. He may not be that young. He's trying to make a case for this, and he might have a case. He's saying, look, they're restricting me from dumping waste, and it's cat litter, and it's not normal waste, but it's stuff that needs to be disposed of properly. It's a sanitation issue. So I hear what he's doing. So he's trying to make a strong case for why they should open it up when he needs it and not restrict him. Most chutes, trash chutes, allow people to dump stuff anytime they want. Some have some out. I mean, I guess at one condo place, I had a restriction between 10 and midnight or something, or 10 to 2 in the morning. I don't know. Bottom line is this. He is saying if he leaves it outside his door during certain hours, they'll take it away for him. However, if it's outside of those times, he has to contact the office, and they have to come up and open the trash chute. David, I would say that unless there is something in your lease that specifies otherwise, I don't think you can make the case that somehow they're violating your lease or breaching lease or freedom of dumping or whatever. I don't know. I mean, Blake Harris is an attorney. Blake, what do you think?
I agree. It's an uphill battle from what I remember in law school about breaking leases. It's really going to take a more material thing than simply restricting the trash. If they were preventing.
And by the way, this is an ownership or a leasing?
This is a lease.
Yeah. I think, David, they can restrict your out. They're not being that unreasonable. They're saying if you can't put it out between 7 and 9 in the evening, then you're going to have to call us, and we'll open the door for you.
Did the lease promise 24-hour access to the trash?
No, so I can only get in during their office hours, which, like on a Saturday, would be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I understand that, David. I understand that. We get that they're restricting the time. But so what? I mean, where do you believe you have 24/7 access?
Well, I think if I'm paying for the utility to dispose of waste, they're charging me for a service that was sold to me on my lease.
Okay, what are you being charged for this part of the service?
Oh, it's $30 a month is my trash fee.
Wait, you pay $30 a month for trash fee?
Yeah, but they include the whole pickup and that garbage. You have to basically buy into it.
Oh, wait. So are you paying $30 a month designated as trash pickup?
Yes.
And that trash pickup is what you call valet. They take it from outside your door.
Yes.
Between 7 and 9 p.m. Monday through Friday.
No, Monday through Sunday through Thursday.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday they don't.
I get it. So, are you saying that's overly restrictive?
Yeah, in my opinion. I mean, I had to go down and wait 25 minutes for the leasing agent to get done with the showing.
I get what you're saying. Look, I get the inconvenience. You're asking my opinion. I'm not giving you a legal one, but we just had somebody give you a legal one saying that unless you're guaranteed this right in the lease, and I don't think it's overly restrictive. I don't know what you would even sue for. I know you won't sue, but I'm saying if you did, because ultimately, that's what I always say. What would a judge say? Well, sir, you're given total access 5 days a week, 7 to 9, and the other times you have full access as well. You simply have to call them during business hours. David, I don't think you're going to find anyone. Why can't you do that? I mean, what is so restrictive about first of all, why can't you put it out between 7 and 9, 5 days a week?
Well, a lot of times I'm still at work until 8:30, 9 o'clock.
I get it. Okay. So then what about when you're not at work calling them? Is it because sometimes they don't get right to you?
Well, no, I mean, I don't have a problem going down there when they're open, but it's if they're not open. You know, they don't open till noon on Sunday. So if I'm cooking like hot wings,
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. But you asked a question. Do you have a right? Blake, I don't think he does.
I don't think you do. If it's something you're happy with, you can always go online and write a review, and maybe they will correct their action.
Or you go to management and say, I don't want to be charged this $30. I don't use it. I don't want to be charged. Well, so I'm sorry. I don't know. You know, I call Stan the man, the HOA man. I call Stan the HOA man because he has made it his life's ambition to. You know, he's retired and he does this, and he's an HOA guy. He just years ago got pissed off at an HOA and started a website, and he helps people with HOA issues. So he's pretty adept on them, and we're going to try to get him on to address the. We're going to try to address this other part. He's on, huh? Okay, I don't see him there. Okay, so his time was limited. I think I didn't get to him fast enough. But basically, it had to do with that issue we had with the HOA fees and assessments. Now, someone emailed me. I don't think they're true. And they say, Mark, I don't know. I've never heard this. I'm almost certain that homeowners' special assessments must be approved by majority of voters and boards can no longer do it. I've never heard of that.
Well, anybody that's part of a timeshare then's been screwed over for about 100 years.
Yeah, I don't know of any requirement for a majority.
It could be in the bylaws, but I mean, other than that,
I don't know of any laws. In fact, there are so few laws having to do with HOAs, so few laws. And when they do have laws, they usually favor the HOAs and the attorneys, not the tenants. So here's the deal. We have to figure out what is going on with this fee. It's a $2,500 a fee. And I asked Margaret, I told her to simply ask the board for a copy of the books going back 3 years and have someone look at it. If you are, as an owner in an HOA community, you are allowed to examine anything you want in those books. Now, Teddy and Kathy have a question. Ted and Kathy, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Tom. We're here.
What's going on?
Well, we're really disgusted with timeshare termination team. We signed a contract 16 months ago. With timeshare termination team.
I've not heard of them. I've heard of others. And we have one on a referral list, the Finn Law Group, that does a pretty good job. But I want to tell everyone what they're up against with this. What you're up against with all timeshare termination, I don't care who you go to, is negotiating a settlement for a release of obligation. And what you have many times are people who are lying and cheating about it, saying that they got you out of it when they really didn't. And 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road, you get a giant assessment because what you thought was a release was really not a release. There are conditional releases, for example, in some cases where people assign their rights and privileges to someone else, but that there is still recourse, meaning that the developer can take recourse against you in the future if anyone fails their obligations. Then there is what you call a true and final settlement. And those true and final settlements are real, and that's what the Finn Law Group does, and that's what Timeshare Termination promised you. That's what Timeshare Exit Team, another company, promises. And there's a dozen of these companies that promise to get people full and final termination. Let me just explain something. It's really important to know this. I suspect that some of these termination companies actually have deals with the developers that go something like this. Wink, wink. Please let us out of this. We will pay you a handsome settlement and let my client move on. And then I won't take you to court. You save money, and I'll have plenty of people in the future to pay you as well, and you can keep reselling these things. I think it's actually gotten to be a friendly kind of relationship. That's what I think. Because if you look closely, Ted and Kathy, if you look closely at your agreement, and I know that Timeshare Exit Team has this in their agreement. It says, did you read this, Mark? It says, if we present you with a settlement and you refuse it, we have done our job. Your fee is not refundable. We have done our job. Now, you're not calling about Timeshare Exit Team, but I'm suspecting most all settlement and timeshare termination companies have similar clauses that say, if we negotiate a settlement and you refuse it, we've earned our money. Because here's why. Let's say, Mark, you want to get out of a timeshare. And I say, okay, Mark, here's a negotiated settlement. You have to pay $100,000. And you say, wait a minute, I'd just rather keep it then. Okay, well, we've done our job. So what I need to know, Ted and Kathy, what were you actually promised by contract?
We were promised that they would get us out of it, and we actually are.
No, I don't think you were promised that. I think that I'm really asking what you were promised in writing. I'm not asking what you think you signed. Did you actually read what they guarantee?
Yes, I did. And the stage we're at right now is we had a deed in lieu come to us. We signed it. They notarized it and sent it off to be filed in the county in Florida. And we've not, they keep saying they have the document back, but we don't have any paperwork.
Hold on. So they claim that they negotiated a simple deed in lieu of foreclosure and that the developer is letting you go forever.
Correct.
Okay. How much did that cost you?
$3,500.
Now, you didn't have to pay anything to the developer. You just paid $3,500 to the law firm. I mean, to the timeshare termination team.
Correct. This timeshare that we had, we actually bought property in Hawaii, in Kauai, and paid $40,000 for it, and then an annual fee of, say, $1,500 maintenance fees. And the We just wanted out of it. We didn't want any.
You already paid the full $40,000?
We paid that 10 years ago.
Can you imagine people? Listen, this is what I love. When not you, I'm not saying I'm relishing your experience. I'm saying these timeshare scumbags actually sell these things, telling you it's an investment. Yet you have a $40,000 investment you can't give away, and you're paying people to take it over. Let's find out what went wrong here. We got more coming up.
Hey, get the address of her place.
I had a client with 3 timeshares. They went to trade it in for a new timeshare under the understanding that they would get the one new one and they would take the other 3 timeshares. They sent in the paperwork, and they ended up finding out
I want to
the
look
new
at the
timeshares,
unit.
you still have to pay for it. You now have 4 timeshares.
Raleigh House long? I didn't hear you, by the way. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a dirty button. I heard that. Why does it mute the back? Why does it mute it sometimes and sometimes it doesn't? TheRaleighHouse.com. If you are looking for TheRaleighHouse.com. If you're looking for rehab, it's actually called addiction treatment. And really that's what it is, treatment for addiction. If you're looking for it, don't just blindly sign up with anyone. Not even the Raleigh House. They're a wonderful program. We get great reviews on them. But TheRaleighHouse.com, they want to make sure they are a right fit. They were owned and operated locally, founded locally. They have, I think, 3 or 4 locations, including a rural setting. Mark and I went out and visited. It's a beautiful place. But they want you to make sure it's a good fit. So they'll answer any and all questions regarding addiction. Like, what does addiction treatment look like at the Raleigh House? What other kinds of treatment are available in the marketplace? What do these cost? Does insurance cover them? And how do I approach an addict? All of these sensitive questions. 720-730-9722. No charge and confidential. 720-730-9722.
Are you embarrassed by your
You were
son?
starting to talk
Dr. Barrett's
when we were interrupted. We were coming back from a break, and you were telling me what you want to go over.
Well, last time we did myths, I think mistakes would be an easy talking point. Okay. And I think that might catch some people's ears.
I guess, Daphne, you don't hear me then, right? Because you never texted me. Okay. Oh, wait, did you? Did you? Hold on. Oh, yes, no, yes, no. That's 11. No, she's not hearing me. She's not hearing me, because if she heard me, I would ask for coffee, but I don't think anyone is listening. I don't think anyone is listening.
She's working with Corey, probably.
Yeah, see, that's what she really wanted to do. She just wanted to get permission to spend our money working with her.
731-130-BATS or visit denverdentist.com
Right?
for your free consultation.
Okay.
Mention KHOW and you'll receive 50% off on the first $1,000 in dental services.
Hey, it's Mark Major with the Troubleshooter Show. I'm always telling you, if you have any furnace problems at all, to go to PriceFixerDenver.com. They're the ones that never charge a trip or diagnostic fee and have the lowest price guarantee. I'm going to take some time and tell you what else makes them such a great heating and cooling company. They're not just about low prices. The owner, Todd...
Ask her how many weeks she has and how much do they pay each year for those weeks.
Working by his side, that's 4 generations of heating and cooling expertise. These guys take pride in their family name and want to earn your business. These guys will be the first to tell you if you only need a small repair. They don't try to upsell you into stuff you don't need. Todd has helped us out on the show for over 10
has a
years.
big board there with their core values.
That's old school. Well, Tom said that shit's from like years ago, but I don't know.
That's why they can't bring on Craig.
Do we break every one of them?
No.
I would never steer you wrong. This is a great company. PriceFixerDenver.com.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl.
This is an interesting looking place, man.
This is their timeshare?
This is the Westin. Actually, a buddy of mine had a Westin property in Cabo San Lucas we stayed in.
Can you imagine $1,500?
Yeah, well, I'm curious if that includes her. I don't know what that includes. Does that include her 2 weeks or not?
This is what she said. The first year's efficiency unit, which is just a hotel room, basically.
Right.
2 years a suite with kitchen. The second year's suite with kitchen.
What does she have right now?
I think the 2 years. 17. She says this year it was 1747.
Total?
1,747.
For 1 week?
1 week or 2 weeks?
One.
So you could buy a hotel or get a hotel there for $1,700, right?
Encourage, Dan. Encourage.
Oh, God.
Well,
it's a Westin. It's just like Erner's property, but it's nowhere near as nice.
That's where you guys stayed?
We stayed at a Westin in Cabo, and it was unfucking believable, man.
Yeah. Nice.
They had a little golf cart that drove you around, and the reason they did that, the property was built on the side of a mountain, so literally you would, walking up to where the restaurants were was like a fucking workout, boy. We did it a lot. Even walking up to the pool was. In fact, we always did, unless we were going to where the cars were, which was fucking crazy.
This is where Cabo?
Yeah, not downtown Cabo, but probably 5 miles down the road. We drove up to Hotel California twice from Cabo. Rented a car. We always rent a car. And yeah, the actual Hotel California.
There was a real Hotel California
yeah, it's
that they call it.
It's about 2 hours. I would say, what would that be? South?
Welcome.
Maybe east. Northeast of Cabo, at least 2 hours, maybe 3 hours.
That was north? You said,
I'm trying. Cabo's down on the tip.
Right. Well, yeah, a tip of.
Here, I'll show you.
Man, I'll tell you, it's not safe to drive through Mexico. I wouldn't do it.
Well, this was back in the day, but me and Susan have driven everywhere in Mexico.
I'm Tom Martino. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We love Frank. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. Really, that's all I have to say. For the best experience, whether you're buying or selling. Now, that goes for real estate. What about timeshares? Never a good idea to buy a timeshare. People usually get ripped off not only when they buy a timeshare, but then while owning a timeshare with all the maintenance fees or special assessments, and finally when they go to get rid of it. They usually have to pay someone, and a lot of those companies are liars and cheaters because you can do a quit claim deed that'll get you out of it, and guess what? You're not out of it. You think you are, but you're not. Brian's got a comment on that. Go ahead, Brian, then I'll go back to Ted and Kathy. We got to help them. What's going on, Brian?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Real quick. Yeah, real quick. I'm not saying that all timeshares will do this, where you have your timeshare, but we have one. It's been paid off for, quite a few years, and our timeshare said, basically, we just pay our last maintenance fee, and then not pay the next year, and then let them know that we want out of the timeshare, and they'll just take the timeshare back and then resell it.
Wow, but no refunds, but they'll simply let you out.
Yep.
Here's what's weird. Now, we're all thinking, wow, that's a pretty good timeshare company. Think about an automobile. Okay, guys, you're going to spend $40,000 on this automobile, this car, and you're going to make monthly payments. But at such time, you don't want it anymore. Just stop paying, and we'll take it back. Well, they're saying you don't have anything of value. That's what they're actually saying. Now, Ted and Kathy, you paid $3,500 to Timeshare Termination Team. How did you find Timeshare Termination Team?
I heard the commercial on the radio. I believe it was this radio station.
We do the commercials here, and I say we, I don't mean us, but I believe the only thing I've heard advertised on iHeart is Timeshare Exit Team. Are you sure the name of the company was Timeshare Termination Team?
Absolutely.
The other one that they play a lot on this station is that guy that used to sell timeshares, and then he realized what a scumbag he was, so then he helps everybody get out of the timeshare by okie-dokie them the second time.
Okay. Timeshare Termination Team, I can't even find. Wait, timeshareterminationteam.com. I found it. So, here's the deal. What do they say about your paperwork? That it's been filed?
We know we signed it. It was notarized, and they sent it off to be filed in the state of Florida, which is where the son is owned. And they say they have a document saying that we are no longer owners, but they can't produce it.
Okay.
We want the paperwork.
We need the recorded deed of lieu back.
Yeah.
Of course you do. All you have to do, though, is go to the county where this is located and just get a copy. They're public record. Just get a copy of it. And if it's not there, they're lying to you. Why don't you just do that?
We don't have that information, and I'm not sure they'd give it out at this point.
Of course you have the information. You know where it's located, right? You know where it's located. Guys, this is not brain surgery. You know where it's located. You got the address. You go to the county clerk and get a copy of that's it. They'll send you a copy by email, or you pay for a copy. It's really easy. In fact, go to a local title company and ask them to do it. If that's what you want, just a copy of it, go ahead and get it. That's how you do it. Okay, it's too bad they didn't send it to you, but it's a recorded instrument and it's public record. You can probably find it online.
Okay, and hopefully that's what we'll do.
Now, however, here's what I suspect, because I'm not trying to brush you off. Here's what I suspect, Ted and Kathy. I suspect they really didn't do it, and I suspect there is no recorded deed in lieu.
So what we signed, they just put in a FedEx envelope and kept it?
Well, I don't know. I just don't believe them. I'm sorry. But you know what?
I don't believe them.
We signed it, and there was a notary there, and notarized it, and we put it in the FedEx envelope.
So what? That doesn't mean it was real. I can make any kind of deed I want right now. I can deed you whatever I want. It doesn't mean it's real.
But the deed in lieu we received from Vistana, not from Timeshare Termination Team.
Who'd you get it from?
Vistana, the timeshare.
It sounds like it's valid then.
Okay, then that's good news. By the way, Ted and Kathy, I was just saying, if they didn't do it, I would try to help you further. But if you're convinced they did it and all you need is a copy, didn't it ever occur to you to just go and get your own? What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, Ted and Kathy, don't give up on getting rid of the timeshare, because they will come after your probate estate and something that could eat away at the estate.
Okay, I want to bring this up because I am tired of hearing these timeshare exit companies saying, because it's absolute BS, they scare people saying, get us. Timeshare Exit Team used to say, you better hire us or your estate's going to be strapped with this and you'll be paying on this the rest of your life, which is BS. No estate, nothing left to you can inure on you. They can never, ever make you pay anything personally of any debt of the estate if you did not sign for it.
The estate could have to pay for it. You personally never inherited debt.
That's exactly right. But they make it sound like your children will have to pay the rest of their lives this maintenance fee. They will not have to pay.
No, you don't. So
I want to go over.
But it could eat up your parents' estate.
I want to go over exactly what it does to your estate. That is a great topic because people advertise it. Get rid of your timeshare so it doesn't take your estate. Let's talk about that coming right up. But I'm so tired of them fucking making people feel like
the kids are going to pay the debt.
They're personally going to pay.
You're going to strap your family members with your mistake.
But it will take away from the state, like you're saying.
How much would it take away from the estate?
Well, what I'm going to say is, with any estate creditor, don't pay them in full. You always have some leverage when you're in probate.
Yeah, but how would you do something that is set to go forever?
It's a little bit tricky because they have an ongoing claim. Ultimately, you'd have to come to a settlement, or the court just wouldn't allow you to release yourself.
So, have you dealt with one?
As PPR, I really haven't come across a lot in the actual probate world.
And then once you put the notice up, what are the chances of the Hilton or Marriott seeing the notice for the estate?
I know the IRS checks. I
notice for what?
Cage check. I know the big.
What are you talking about?
They've got to enter into.
But you run a notice to creditors after somebody passes away, and the IRS, big credit card companies, they scan the newspapers for these.
Do credit card companies?
I'm going to put mine in the Thrifty Nickel.
Do they actually put claims in against the states?
100%. You can settle them.
The Franktown Times.
Settle them. I'll negotiate.
Joe Lazzara, attorney at law. Take his name down, and I hope you never, ever meet him, ever. But you know what? This is the time of year a lot of people have office parties and get-togethers and gatherings, and the time you try to calculate what you can drink and drive with. It's not that you want to intentionally be a drunk. So many people that get DUIs thought they were fine. That's the problem. You don't know. So instead of trying to calculate, get a designated driver or use a rideshare program, or just don't drink, or just don't drive. Either one. Here's the deal. Joe Lazare is there for when life doesn't go perfectly, when you are accused of drunk driving, and I say accused because sometimes it's just not true. So yeah, you can fight them, and he'll help defend you if you're falsely accused. He'll also help you get through the system if you were just being a moron. 303-429-6200, LazareLegal.com, 2 Z's, 1 R, LazareLegal.com, 303-429-6200.
Do these timeshare exit teams, whatever, do they actually do something you couldn't do yourself?
No, they're not even attorneys, nor,
See, that's
well, the Finn Law Group is, but...
Yeah, but could you even do something yourself that they do? All they do is negotiate, right?
That's all they do.
So they're not looking for a loophole in the contract, they're just negotiating.
Right. Now, in the early days, they all got out on the same premise, and that is, you can't have a contract in perpetuity, and they would argue the unconscionability of these contracts. But then the industry responded by having smarter contracts.
Gotcha. So old contracts, they might have been able to get out under needing a lawyer because, I see.
They were attacking it on its merits.
Gotcha.
But right now they're pretty damn...
They've switched all that. Okay.
Now, Timeshare Termination Team has an office in Denver.
What a great advertisement.
It sounds...
We don't get you out. You don't pay anything.
No, if we don't get you an offer.
Okay. But they don't say what they could do. Get you out for.
After losing 35% in my IRA in a crash years ago, I said enough, and since then I've discovered a way to grow money in potential double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. So when the next market
If I run down there next break, Tom, get my Mark and get my car right there and stuff, we can go on the next break and go ahead and grab it.
Grab.
I'm gonna grab a file cabinet. And put it in my car.
You want to
I told him $100. He can choose whichever one he wants.
I'll let you have it for 50.
I'm going through Tom.
No, the smaller one. You want a cubicle for your house?
No.
You know, I tried to think if I needed any of those, and I can't think of...
I just want to get rid of my other...
No, it's
filing cabinets are a thing of the past, man. Who the fuck has any paper anymore?
Well, don't you...
I have
what? What are you going to put in this file cabinet?
Old tax records to keep back from 7 years.
I
don't have a digital.
You can even... I even have those
okay.
on...
Why
I have
do you
those
have
on disc.
You realize you could bring those in, put them in our machine down there, they'd be scanned to a PDF without you touching it in a matter of fucking 5 minutes.
You know, I used to keep so much shit like all my owner's manuals. There's not a fucking product you can't Google and get your owner's manual.
Yeah, throw that stuff away.
You see the shit he keeps. The fucking
Not
guy's
anymore.
He's got enough RCA cables to start a 1960s television station.
Not anymore, Mark. By the way,
give me
Mark,
that 25-pin printer cable. Mark, will we ever use this again?
No. What was the monitor? SVGA?
Oh, God.
Did you see
S-Video?
All those printers outside?
Are they all defunct?
They look like it.
Oh, my God.
Holy cow.
They're just, everything's worthless. In fact, it's worse than that. To get rid of some of this shit costs money.
Oh my God, you're right. I look at all this shit.
You don't have a printer at home?
Yeah, it plugs into a fucking network.
But what do you, what kind of...
Printers now are either Ethernet or they're a little USB.
Stephanie has one. I have a big all-in-one laser. I have a really beautiful printer at home.
And I bet it still doesn't have a 25-pin connector.
No. It's all USB or wireless.
Yeah.
But the Epson...
No, I have nothing.
20 years.
I got rid of all those. I kept a few RCAs. I kept a few USBs, and you saw what I kept, power cables.
Do they give you free ink if you run out?
Okay, so Costco gave me one set of ink, and then another set of ink, and then an extra
You don't get
glass.
ink for life.
No, not for life, but
it's just guaranteed.
He's saying it might as well be for life.
It's guaranteed never to clog, ever.
How many pages does it say?
5,000?
Can you?
For one set of ink?
It
would never dries out.
I would never use 5,000 pages at home.
The design is wonderful. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. You know, I gotta tell you, we were just talking about products you love, right? I want to get to that and tell you. I want to tell you first about Renew Home Innovations. What I love there is the porcelain bathroom. Now, they have the Kohler bathrooms with the Serica wall systems. No maintenance whatsoever. Renew Home Innovations.com. Really good people, and we're getting great reviews on them. Renew Home Innovations.com. They specialize in the bathroom and a special shower. Beautiful. Okay, so, listen, we were talking off the air about stuff you love. This new Epson printer, I got one for Stephanie, and Dan got one, and they have that ink reserve with no jets to clog ever. They don't, because when it rests, it doesn't rest on the print head. You see, a lot of this, thank you, a lot of the ink would rest in the bin, in the reserve, and then the bottom of the reserve had the printing head. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's remarkable. It's just a wonderful printer. So that works. What else do you have that you love? Mark makes fun of me of having old stuff sometimes that I keep. I'm afraid to get rid of. Do you have stuff you're afraid to get rid of, like cords or patch cables or stuff like that?
You were walking around the office with that old telephone POTS machine that was unbelievable.
Right. That's right.
You did not want to throw that away under any circumstance.
Mark, I paid $3,000 for that at one time.
Yeah, in the 60s.
No. But you know what? That's the way it is, man. Things become useless. Now, let's get right to Ted and Kathy and get right to it. They need to go get a copy. I'm done. They get a copy of their deed and be done with it, okay? You're fine. You're fine. If they filed it, it's going to be on record with the county, so we're done. Now, I don't know what Eva wants, but sounds like she found something. Eva, go ahead. Hi, 303-713-TALK. What's going on, Eva?
Well, I found $400 worth of American Express checks.
Just well, how do you know they're 400? How do you know they're 400? I mean, they're pre-made out?
Yes. Well, I don't know how they usually work, but there's a signature on there. I guess it's the purchaser, and each one is $50, and there's a receipt for $500, but they must have spent $100 of it. But I found it in a purse that I got either at a garage sale or at a church sale or something, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And this person's name is not in my phone book.
Wait a minute.
I don't have
These are 10 to 15 years old?
I don't know how old. I found it in an old purse, at least that old, maybe 20 years.
They're worthless. There's nothing. They're not worth anything. They're long gone. And that money's been what?
But the person paid for them.
It doesn't matter. If it's 15 years old, let's say they paid for $1,000 worth of checks. They're sitting in a checkbook, and they're sitting in your purse, and they're 15 years old. They would be discontinued. The money that was paid, or the credit, first of all, those are bearers, so I doubt they have anything. But if you had an account, the money would be put in an estate fund in the state where that person left its address with the creditor. So if the bank or lending institution has a record of your address and your home state, they will simply give the money and call it abandoned. But in the case of prepaid stuff like checks or money orders, they're gone. They're done. They're just done. There's no – see, when you prepay for something, it's like having cash. It's as if somebody lost cash. But they have been stale dated. You will never – the person wouldn't even be able to get the money if you found them. I don't even know how long or why you've been looking.
Huh. You don't know how long what?
You just wanted to be nice. I get it.
Well, I want to return it to the person.
But why did you wait 15 years?
I didn't. I said I just found it last night.
Okay. Well, you know what, Eva, Those checks, let me ask you something. Do those checks have an account and routing number?
There's an account number on, well, there's numbers on the bottom.
Okay, here's what you can do.
Have on a check.
Here's what you can do. You can call American Express and tell them what you found. They'll run those numbers to see if it's an active account. If it's not an active account, there's nothing you can do about it.
Huh. And well, I don't have a computer. Is there any way that I could find out if this person, the name is on the top of the...
What's the person's name? But even if you find him, okay, and it's John Smith, John has nothing of value. He cannot cash. You hand him the checks. He says, thank you, Eva, but he can't cash them. They're done. They're stale dated. No one keeps, the checks are never kept that long. They are stale dated.
That's not true. That it never kept that long. Because when I was first divorced, and that was like 48 years ago, I had bought some, I don't think it was American Express, it was one of those, and I still have those. So in other words, I lost all the money that I have.
If you are in possession, wait, you have checks that were written to you 48 years ago?
Not to me. I bought them.
Okay, and you prepaid, for them, right?
Right, I got them at my bank.
Okay, now when you prepay for a check and they issue you a check, there are account and routing numbers on there. If those accounts and routing numbers go away, they would deposit any value into an escheat fund. They do not. Go ahead, Suzanne. What did you want to say?
I didn't hear what you were saying, Tom, but I just got a call saying that travelers' checks don't get stale dated.
Well, did she say it was a traveler's check?
Yes, it's an American Express traveler's check.
Okay, let's find out. I think they do, based on account numbers, but I might be wrong. Here's the deal. Every financial instrument, the reason they do that, otherwise there wouldn't be any escheat funds. You just keep everything forever. But I just don't think that the checks are still good. What are the ones you bought for yourself, Eva? What are they?
I would have to see where I don't even know where
I want to find out. This brings up a good topic, Eva. So here's the deal. Let's get her contact information. It really does bring up a good topic because really it
says they never expire right on Amex's site.
Okay, if they never expire, you call Amex. They will have a record of who bought them, and they'll get them to the right person. So if you buy a traveler's check from American Express and it's 15 years old, they don't retire the account.
Says never expires.
Okay. If that's the case, Eva, then it doesn't expire. I was talking about checks, and I was talking about all financial instruments. Usually have an account associated with it, and if there's no activity on an account, okay, that account is retired. I don't care who it is. Now, American Express here's what I think. I think that check technically may not expire, but that account, if there is no activity on an account, most financial institutions close the account and they move the money to escheat funds. That's what they do. In fact, we had a case where a woman had $98,000 in an account. But there was no activity, and it was closed, and the money transferred to the escheat funds. That doesn't mean you lost it, but you have to go and claim it. What were you going to say, Dan?
I was going to say, don't you think the owner of those checks reported them stolen?
I don't know. That's the point. I don't know.
They probably were. Then they get replaced instantly.
They could have. You're right, Eva. They may have already been reimbursed. But I want you to hear what I'm saying. The accounts tied to these financial instruments do not stay open forever at any institution that I know of. That is why throughout the country there are escheat funds at the treasurer's office. That's where you put unclaimed money from stale dated accounts. So I wonder if that account is even still alive. I'll bet you it's not. I'll bet you that even though they say it doesn't expire, I'll bet you can't cash it. Or it will come back as not there, and then you have to go to the escheat funds to find it. Because activity on an account triggers some kind of expiration. I don't know if it's statutory or not. Like, well, I want to know when it comes to estates, we need to talk about timeshares. And I mentioned it, and I didn't get to it. And somebody emailed me saying, what about timeshares and estates? So we're going to talk about that. I'd also like to talk about if you find stale dated checks from in an estate or in a safe deposit box, what do you do? So I talked about that, so I really do have to address it.
You know, you can buy a printer. And
Denver trial lawyers.
The cartridges cost more than the printer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
What does
the model for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, the ink?
Yeah.
That's how they made money, just like popcorn.
It's like popcorn.
I wonder if it's got a document feeder.
I don't think so.
That's a big thing, man. Oh,
yeah.
wait. Here's a picture. It looks like a document feeder.
Yeah. Hey, Mark. Don't you think that accounts with no activity, even if it's tied to that check, might be closed?
Do they still have traveler's checks?
I don't even know. Why would they?
Because it's peace of mind. At least the Amex
Yeah,
ones.
but Mark,
if you
what
lose
about-
it, they cancel it, replace it, reissue it.
But credit cards.
On a card, though?
What do you mean?
Just a regular card, give you that and say the money's
Oh, I have no idea. You mean compared? I'd never use them, but I'm just saying.
DenverTrialLawyers.com. The website says it all. They are trial lawyers, not afraid of a good scrap. Here's the deal. They've gotten $70 million for a birth injury, $22 million for medical malpractice. Their totals of awards from settlements, jury verdicts, and judges amount more than $300 million. I think they're now over 400, could be million. Here's the point.
Oh, yeah.
They evaluate your case to see if they can help you in any way. They'll help you even if they don't directly take the case. They'll tell you if you have a catastrophic injury case that they handled or another kind of a case or no case. Get a true evaluation from a product that hurts you, a doctor, a hospital, a therapist, assisted living facilities, nursing homes, or in any other way. DenverTrialLawyers.com. They don't fool around. 303-647-4435. That's 303-647-4435.
Jeez, that's amazing, Dano.
Oh, that printer? Yeah. I was just,
How much did you pay?
Coverings are a funny thing.
And
Everyone sells the same.
the other
So it
house
all
has a
comes down
good
to two
one,
things
hospital
only,
bed
price
gel,
and then
so
the
I
service,
didn't get
because
as pain, but I
installation
got
is
aching.
Buddy is
I'm
at
just
the
telling
top
you that
when
when
it
you
comes
get
to
up from this,
installation.
it almost feels like you had a massage. I don't know how to explain it.
Inc.com to make
Did
your
you
own.
get the memory
I
foam
know
one or
it is.
traditional?
Totally relaxed. All of them have a certain amount of memory foam on it.
Yeah, but one of them's all memory foam.
No, fuck that. Well, no, they have air though, right?
Yeah. But you have somewhat traditional.
Yeah, but it has about that much. It was the one
Yeah.
on sale, Mark. It's still on sale.
No, I saw it.
$1,000 off.
Yeah, I saw it.
And apparently that's honest to God $1,000 off because somebody.
Probably. On Black Friday.
It's such when you consider you don't need a box spring, you can put that on a flat platform.
That's what I was going to ask you though. Our bed setup would be really weird without having the box spring.
Then you just either keep your box spring or put a platform on.
What do you mean
They call them platforms. They're exactly the size of a box spring, but they're empty. They're just a frame.
Oh.
They're a frame that's covered with fabric. It's called a platform.
But there's no springs.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, but the box spring, you look at a box spring, is that even actually done anything? I mean, it seems pretty hard. And
Probably not anymore.
It's pretty much a platform.
Man, I have to tell you.
I mean, we've got a
If it's
top
a
of the
good
line
platform-
Sealy. That fucker's this.
But if
thick.
you have a box spring, you can just use that as your platform. That's what we did.
You did?
Yeah, we just put it right on
I wonder
top.
if it says not to.
It doesn't hurt. Those, they set it up for us. I think they would have told us.
So they didn't. Okay.
I've never been more pleased with a product.
You're right. What the fuck is a box spring even for
No,
now?
I mean, even back then, they weren't like.
Did it take some of the?
Unless if at some point the mattresses were like only this thick. I don't remember that.
You know, water beds.
God, they're gone.
Well, that's bullshit that they gave you support. They didn't give you shit.
Well, if you really pumped them up hard, you get a little bit. Everybody's had a water bed.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. By the way, the conversation off the air is just as exciting as on the air. Let's talk about timeshares. Okay, so let's say this person has a timeshare and they have a monthly obligation or a yearly obligation for maintenance fees, and the person dies. Now, there's a mistake to believe that your children will be strapped with this debt. However, let's talk about an estate in different conditions. Let's talk about an estate that has $100,000 liquid, and then they have another $100,000 in property. So they have $200,000, let's say $250,000 with miscellaneous, $250,000 to the good. All right. Before they can split up that $250,000, the timeshare might affect them, right?
Correct. You have to settle all of your outstanding debts before.
So as a personal representative, you're obligated to settle debts. How do you settle them? Like, how do you know what debts are out there?
Exactly. So there's two ways. One is known debts. If you have any bills, if you have any records, if you as a personal representative know of any debt, then you are required to settle that debt. The other are unknown debts. And the way that you do this, if it's been less than a year since the family member passed away, is you run an ad in the newspaper informing that
For
the
2
estate,
weeks, right?
It's actually for over a 4-month period. You do it once every 3 weeks for. You have to do it three
And
times
you
over
say,
a 4
if
month period.
have a legitimate debt against this person,
Yes.
contact what?
the personal representative or contact the attorney for the
Okay.
personal representative.
And then when they contact you, can't you ask them to validate it?
So this is the important tip. If somebody contacts you about a debt for a deceased family member, do not immediately pay that debt in full, because you can typically negotiate a debt in probate. For example, if a credit card company has a $10,000 bill, there's an inclination to just go ahead and pay that off and be done with that debt. No, try to negotiate. You can probably get 75 cents or in certain cases.
What if you refuse to pay and say, screw you, we're not paying it? That was a disputed amount. He was cheated anyway. What do you do? If you don't want to pay it, do they have to sue you?
Well, you're not going to be allowed to start distributing funds from the estate until the creditors have been.
Okay, what if a guy claims I owe him money, or that Uncle Fred owed him money, and he doesn't? Doesn't he have to prove it?
Then what you can do is submit to the court your argument that the claim is not legitimate, and then they can come forward and argue that their claim is legitimate.
Have you ever done that?
We've had to negotiate with lots of creditors.
Have you ever made some go away because mom said, my husband never signed for that?
We have certainly negotiated, and we've completely banned claims.
Okay, good.
Banned claims as
But you need an attorney for this kind of stuff.
I do recommend an attorney. You're going to get your money's worth by working with an experienced
Of course.
negotiator, someone who's
All right.
probate matters before.
So if there's a timeshare the maintenance fees go on forever. I mean, so really, how do you negotiate that? Do you give it back? Do you keep it? What happens?
So it gets tricky, but you have to eventually settle the debt if you want the personal representative to get
Okay,
released.
how do they settle it if they have a timeshare that literally goes forever?
Well, the contract says it goes forever, but you can always buy yourself out of any contract.
Okay.
And when you're in
So
probate,
so you would negotiate with the developer and say, take it back and we'll give you $100 or whatever.
exactly, and this is why I'm encouraging our callers earlier to go ahead and get this settled earlier before you pass away, because you have more leverage when you're still alive.
But
to settle that.
still, the personal debt is not passed on to individuals. However, it can be.
It can eat up the estate,
It
but
can
it's not
eat up
go-
the
your children
estate.
are not going to
Have you
inherit
negotiated with timeshares before?
I have dealt with lots of clients who've had timeshares in the planning process and some in the probate.
And have you
some
made them
pro-
go away ultimately
We've
for
had-
a settlement?
We have. It's not easy. So
Wow.
I recommend taking care of it ahead of time if you can.
Or don't get them to begin with. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do a refinance for you, they
Turn
put
that
you
mic
in
off
a
as well
better
as turn it on.
position than you were
It's
in.
off now.
Yeah, why stay at a hotel for $2,000 a week when you can spend $40,000 to stay at a hotel for $2,000 a week?
And the maintenance
Airbnb
fee.
now is
The
the
maintenance
option.
fee is usually covers what you're staying anyway. And did you ever do the
Airbnb
math?
might be one model where it would make sense if they gave you an out. Like if you could choose from Airbnbs all around the country for X amount per year, I think that would be a good
But
deal.
an Airbnb though, okay.
There'd be no deed because it'd be more of a club
Oh, I see what you're saying.
because there's so many of them.
Am I getting kicked out now?
No.
Okay, all right.
We got a new guy coming.
No, we scheduled for 2 hours, so you don't feel obligated to stay more.
Okay.
You just
But if you're gonna let me stay on, I'm done to hang out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can be right there.
You know what? You might actually end up leaving today being part of a new product, a new company this common man's going to pitch.
Oh yeah.
All right.
This could be good for you.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing very common about me, if you haven't figured that out.
No, you could bring you could bring a lot to the table with this deal.
Are you
Dan
a
was
swimmer?
thinking of writing him a check on the spot.
Why are you so skinny? Is that just your family?
No,
Little
it's definitely not the family.
No?
I stand all day. My microphone, my phone calls. I like moving around.
Skinny is healthy. Unless you're skinny, fat is not healthy.
Hi.
We should call him Stretch.
Where would
Stretch,
you
we'll call
like?
you Stretch now.
Fritz, here's and
There's
we brought
line.
keto
Yeah.
cookies.
If he's a nut, we want him next to Dan.
We need another.
We need a.
Is your phone on silent?
Oh, can I give it to you in there?
Or
No, just
muted?
put it
Like a Hawaiian shirt.
Thank you. I'll just
So that
do
was
it.
supposed to be
Yeah.
for Friday.
You're
so.
supposed to come in Friday, Hawaiian Fridays.
I forget that, man. I gotta remember that.
And I even bought you a shirt you've never worn.
I have to.
I'm Blake.
Rich.
I wore it during the week one time too.
Dan, pleasure.
Thank you.
I know this
Mark.
voice, so thank you. Tom,
Hey.
hi.
Here, Dan.
How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful,
Splitter
thank you.
there.
Yeah, I do.
All right, and keto cookies are in here too.
Keto.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
See, that's not a good thing, though. Keto cookies. What does that mean? How many carbs are in the ones you brought or made?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I stopped at Wave the Green.
You can call fucking
From
Kool-Aid
Keto
keto Kool-Aid if you want by simply putting in a little less sugar.
Whatever the Wave the Grain folks.
Oh, they're from Wave the Grain.
Yes.
Okay,
So.
that's good stuff. Although I've never tried it, I hear it's good stuff.
It
Did
looks
you
good.
try it? Was it good?
Yeah, no, it's good stuff, yeah.
It doesn't compare to
It's really
real
good.
shit, though, does it?
I think I did.
You think it's just as good as something out of Costco's bakery?
I didn't try every one of them. You know, if it has.
I've never tried it. So.
They got tons of different types in there. It was good.
Well, I brought the chocolate chip, birthday, and snickerdoodle.
Ooh, snickerdoodles.
But they use real sugar, right? Save the grain. They just get rid of.
I don't know.
They're just known for no.
No gluten.
No gluten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have different kinds. They also have.
I love gluten.
I like double gluten.
I like a little MSG on my gluten.
Double.
Sometimes if you want a hilarious thing, the comic John Pignette.
I haven't heard of him.
He died a few years ago, but he does a routine on gluten.
because he tried to toast some gluten-free bread, and he said it won't toast. He said I had a blowtorch on it, and it was absorbing heat like the space shuttle tile.
That's
a gluten bread. Space shuttle tiles are all gluten. He says they'll dig me up in 5,000 years and say, oh yeah, he was on that gluten.
Now that would be a fucking roofing project.
Oh yeah.
You put the space shuttle tiles on your roof. Tell me that shit wouldn't be hail, heat, everything resistant.
Yeah,
only $6 million.
Yeah, it would cost a few
But
dollars.
remember, they failed on the one, the shuttle that blew up.
Or you just call it. You just
Wait,
sell some
did
fucking
it fail or was
bullshit
it
and call
missing?
it that.
Came off.
The whole thing.
But the
blew
shield
up.
did
The
not
integrity
fail
died.
technically.
So the shield, yeah.
That was crazy, man. We
The
watched
blue
that
failed.
shit live.
I was
didn't
watching it
realize
live.
What was happening when you saw that?
It was just a big
boosters.
I was at a music
No,
store.
that was the first one. The one where the heat tile came off.
Oh, I didn't
It
see
was
that
coming
one.
back into orbit.
Oh, okay.
It came back in. It was going along, and then poof.
No, I'm talking about Sally Ride.
The teacher.
The teacher. No,
That it was taking off.
That was the yeah. The,
Oh,
that
that
was an
wasn't-
O-ring failure.
I
That
was.
an O-ring
Listen to
failure.
this, man.
Wait
I
a
was
minute,
in
we had
7th
two
grade.
failures?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was taking off.
Wait, when
This
was the
coming
second
back.
one?
That one I was in 7th grade with the teachers.
Was that before Sally?
No, that was her.
That was her. That was
No.
the teachers.
The tile failure.
That was coming back into orbit.
After.
But
that.
not Sally Ride.
No, no.
When did that take place? Before or after her?
15 years ago. Way after.
You think it was that long ago? Was it that long ago? It's been a
I
long
don't
time.
remember how many people were killed. Why don't I remember
Well, they
that?
lost the whole crew.
They just
on the
lost
one that
contact
was-
with
Oh, the
They
whole
didn't
thing.
know.
I mean, there was nothing left.
Was there an explosion or just heat?
No, one of the tiles fell
I
off
know.
when it came back in,
And?
and the whole thing exploded from heat.
Why don't I remember that? Jesus.
It's been a while.
Did you
There
bring
was
these
there was
cookies?
stuff spread over.
All of them?
Everywhere.
The box
Oh, it
is
was
from
like
Allison.
for steak.
Yeah.
The bag.
How'd
is
you know
like a-
Allison?
I just stopped in there because I heard her on your
2003.
show.
What I say?
And the
15
other one.
years.
The
Those
cupcakes
aren't-
and cookies are for me.
But they're the real deal.
That was a
right?
complete guess.
That's for all the other, for the heathens.
Yes, I said the cupcakes.
1986 in
the ladies.
2003.
But 86 was an O-ring because it was so damn cold. It was
Colorado on
cold
Mondays,
back then.
especially the last.
That one was one of the worst because every school kid in the world, including me, well, they did. They did it.
I
so
remember.
The teacher
I
was
remember
on.
being in Catholic school, and over the PA system, attention. We have terrible news. President John F. Kennedy has been assassinated. Now, I'm in elementary school, and they made this announcement. And, you know, we don't know. I mean, we're saying, you know, and then the nun starts crying, and they let out school.
Where were you, Dan, when they announced that Lincoln was shot?
That's
I was
usually a
actually
Tom
at the
joke.
theater.
Now,
That was in
is-
the 3rd row.
I will say, at least he's spreading around the insults. He usually, all the age jokes are usually directed at me.
God, 73 seconds that first one blew up. 73 seconds.
Sally.
When they look
You know
back
what?
on-
That was, you know, they didn't suffer. Wasn't there one where they think, wait,
I tell you, the one.
the horror.
Remember the movie they made about the one where they almost didn't get it back and they had to read.
Look, here's the
Apollo
CNN.
13. Apollo 13.
Wow.
What a great movie.
Great movie, but I mean, all the engineering.
Was that Tom
on
Hanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say something. But the Russian
Here it
astronauts
goes,
are the
look.
ones. Are the
I
ones
mean,
that.
you actually could see a little flame if they went on the close
Yeah,
up.
right
where you
before.
see it.
This shit was live everywhere, man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
God, it happened so fast.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We've had full lines all morning. Right now, we have lines open. And I always let you know when a line is open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got a common man in today we'll get to. A common man. That means people listen and they yell at their radio. And I say, come on in and yell at me. The only requirements, you have to be a longtime listener, and then you have to love and adore me. And then basically you get to come in from the great unwashed and bask in radio glory. We'll get to him in a sec. His name is Richard Linger. Now, I don't want to get to it, but I don't want to shorten that name. Richard Linger. Okay, let's talk to Charlie. Charlie? Does no one get that? Right over Mark's head. Okay, Charlie, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I recently had a really bad experience
with who?
On a trip.
Yeah.
Actually with Airbnb. And it was midnight. I was 5,000 miles away from home, and I couldn't get their customer service department to get a hold of the host. So
you know, Airbnb, by the way, is revolutionary. It's a $1 billion company, and the guy that started it was on Kramer. What is that that guy, the money guy, Kramer on Fox?
Oh, Mad Money.
No, wait, is it Fox that does that show or not? Or
No,
is
it's
CNN?
CNBC.
Anyway, he was on, and the only reason I bring it up is because you brought up Airbnb. The concept is so simple. It's amazing. It hadn't been done before. And supposedly, though, according to him, they have great customer service. So tell me what happened.
I gave them about 9 different points of information.
Now, are you a buyer? Wait, you were a renter, right?
Yes, I was.
Okay, go ahead.
Stranded outside of Paris.
Okay.
But what I'm
all right, man, hold on. I need to talk to you, Charlie, but your phone keeps cutting in and out. I'm going to take. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to ask Daphne to reestablish it. Colin, you had called and and I said I would come back to you. Basically, you have to promise me you cannot swear, you cannot say any words.
I understand.
You wouldn't say in front of the Pope. Now, you are.
Are we live right now?
You are.
No, that's my process. I'm learning this as we go. You know,
okay.
I only decided on Saturday.
And you are from Colorado, is that? You want to be a senator?
Yes, I've been here for 3 years after fleeing Nevada, and unfortunately, it was right
Why did you flee Nevada?
I was. That's another story for another day. But I'll say the context, and then they're gonna freak out. Like, there's a lot of people in my background where I'm trying to control this press. So,
Colin, is it safe to say?
And they said no.
Colin,
is basically discriminated. But.
Colin, is it safe to say, without, and I mean, is it safe to say that you are mentally ill?
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm complaining.
Okay, and you are mentally ill, and
it's about destigmatizing it.
No, I understand.
I'm getting a private number call right now, so I don't know.
But you are pretty smart. You are pretty smart.
Yeah, the FCC might have been calling me back right this moment since I'm on air. So should I call right back after I find out who this is? Oh, it's gone.
No, don't worry about it. Colin.
Sorry, like if I violated something, I'll have to pay that fine. That's okay, but like.
Colin, can you wait till I ask? Can you wait till I ask questions instead of just rambling? I know you're probably going through an episode right now, but if you could kind of keep that bipolar to a single pole right now, just right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
We're able to engage.
Okay, I'm going to ask some questions. Okay, weren't you the guy that had a video that went viral for GoDaddy?
Yes. Thank you.
Now, you did a commercial, a spoof for GoDaddy. Was it was it some kind of contest, or did you just do it voluntarily? A contest.
Over $600,000 in cash prizes, which I researched for my lawsuit with them, has violated potentially Arizona state law for content law.
Well, hold on.
So I've been preparing a lawsuit for a long time now.
How long ago was that video published?
The contest was the fall of 2010.
Okay. Is your video still online?
Yes, because I threatened YouTube to sue them if they didn't put it back.
Okay. I don't think YouTube cares about you suing.
The only way to do it was to.
Okay, Charlie. Listen. Colin. I'm sorry.
Colin, by the way.
I understand, Colin. Let's not talk about lawsuits because usually when people are mentally ill, they sue everyone.
You were helping other people with earlier in the program, so it's like if you want to talk about law, we can talk about law. I mean, I'm looking at law school versus running, and this seems way more fun.
Running rather than law school. Okay.
I'm having the time of my life here.
Okay. You're having the time of your life.
Time of my life.
How do you support yourself right now, Colin?
I lived off assets for the last 5 years.
What kind of assets?
Got to 6 figures. I got the six figures when I was 23.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll just say that.
From the GoDaddy.
Well, no, he didn't get.
No. I've been doing businesses since I was 12. Check out my LinkedIn.
You know, the reason you're on, I saw your email and said, this guy might. Hold on. Let people complete a frickin' sentence, okay? Just one sentence. That's what I'm asking. All right? A sentence, right?
I'll smoke a cigarette then.
All right. Stop. Now, what I was saying is when I saw your email, I saw that even though you sound bat crap crazy, you were very intelligent, and actually you have a lot going for you. And that's a lot of times people, when they're near genius, they kind of get crazy.
Yeah.
And I think you're a pretty smart person. So I wanted to know what you are doing now as far as to support yourself. You're saying it was either law school or run for Congress.
Yeah, I have enough funds. I mean, my illness made me bootstrap myself too far. I went hard in the paint, and I'll tell that story on my own way in my own videos. But I'm blogging now, and it's all going to come out anyway.
What does that mean, hard on the paint?
Hard on the paint. I don't know what that means.
Like hard as a mofo, like hard, like...
Okay, hard. Okay, hard. You worked hard.
Balls to the wall. Do you know what actually that term comes from? Balls to the wall is a train reference of the balls expanding that faster that the train goes. And it goes to the walls. It has nothing to do with actual...
Okay. Well, that's good, Colin. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that.
I know a lot about a lot of things.
So that... I want to know one reason why we should get you into Congress as a senator. I want to know why you want to be a senator.
He'd fit right in with the Dems.
All right. So I'm an independent. I see it from both angles. I campaigned for Ron Paul back in 2007. Check out that video on YouTube. It made me cry, knowing how good it was and how point on it was for how I want to run my campaign.
His own video made him cry.
Because of how good it was.
Because I've grown as a filmmaker, and the movie that I've held on to.
You do really well, man. Your videos are very good.
Thank you, sir.
Let's give out the YouTube one.
I need the world to give me another chance, and that's like.
Colin, let's start out this way. I'm going to let the world know about your, or my corner of it, about your video for GoDaddy. What do they search to find that video?
Teacher and GoDaddy. That's pretty much all you got to do. It's a teacher sexy concept.
Teacher and GoDaddy. But GoDaddy didn't.
She's teaching him about GoDaddy.
They didn't accept it. They did not accept this, did they? The video.
Right, which does not establish legal consideration unless we have a judge that interprets it separately.
What the hell are you even talking? I'm just asking if they.
You know a lot about law, and let's talk about law. Legal consideration is the exchange of something of value. For them to get away with this being a valid contract would require them.
Well, what did they? How did they breach? How did they breach a contract with you?
They tried to buy this video from me before they went IPO. Then they got YouTube to delete it because they had no copyright claim. That's what I've been saying.
All I'm asking is, did you ever sell it to GoDaddy?
I can't find it, man. What do I search on YouTube?
Teacher, sexy, GoDaddy.
Sexy teacher, GoDaddy. Just hold on, Colin. You ramble a little too much for me. You're going you're in outer space, and then you're in the depths of hell, and then you're all over the earth. I just got to kind of corral it in, but I need to take some other calls. Plus, I want to talk about a keto Thanksgiving treat or treats. I don't like the word keto. It's kind of stupid, but... it comes from ketosis, and I don't like paleo either.
I was just saying that. If something's keto, that really means nothing. It could still have
that's
carbs.
True.
It could still anything.
Well, technically it's not supposed to, but you're right. I mean, really what we're talking about is first of all, there are people who need gluten-free, okay? Now, if you need gluten-free, this bakery does gluten-free. Let's say you just want low carb. Low carb and gluten-free are not the same. Okay, don't think they are. So you can have gluten-free but still have a lot of sugar, or you can have stuff that is low carb but still have gluten. But we're going to talk about some of the treats coming up for Thanksgiving. We also have our estate attorney with us, and our common man I want to talk to. I haven't gotten to him yet. He has a business idea that on first blush sounds to me to be stupid, but we're going to find out what he thinks. You know, I'm pretty honest. I like the guy actually. We're just having fun, really. I don't think it's stupid.
Would you ask that nut real quick? Is he in this video?
No, Colin. No, Colin. You can find out what Colin looks like. Just go in that video and go to his channel. He's all over his videos. We'll find him. We have more coming right up.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 5.
Gordon Sondland, President
He was all over the board.
Oh, he's definitely, what is he, manic?
Got it. You leaving?
I'm not leaving. It's getting a little cold in here.
Fix It 24/7. The company I call for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And right now, we are in the tween. That means between the winter and between the summer or fall. You could call it the taint season. Taint winter, taint summer, taint spring. It's just nothing. It's just a break for you to do the smart thing and get your furnace cleaned and checked. If you're a new customer, for $39 from Fix It 24/7. They'll come and make sure they go through the whole thing. Some companies call this a refurbishment, and you'd pay hundreds of dollars. They spend 2 hours or more. Get it done now before the rush. FixMyHome.com, just $39. And of course, always free second opinions, which can never hurt you. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
So he's saying he didn't get paid for this contest?
No, that's not why he's calling.
Oh, okay.
This is years ago. No, I don't know why he's calling either.
Because he's running for senator.
Oh, that's what it is. Congress.
Anybody touches those peanut butter waves of grain,
Where are they?
I'm gonna smack your hand there. So no, you go.
Which one is it?
He's wrong about the balls to the wall.
Center. No, have a hole when I'm giving you a hard time.
Who says that?
So good.
He said balls to walls about a train. No, it's about like planes because they have round handles, and when they put it all the way to the max, that's balls to the wall.
He left a message, and he goes, I want you to do this.
Who is it?
Frank with Denver Plumbing.
Who is it?
Wants you to give him a hug.
I have no idea who Denver Plumbing is.
Yeah, he's the one who, every time we have to collect,
That's
just wanted to give you that. Blake, how are you?
Hey, Ed, when's my spot?
Good, I'm doing good. What did you say?
That's why we create our all seasons portfolios.
I guess nothing.
Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. During the
15 after what?
You may spend in retirement.
You must have.
You will experience many things.
No, I'm out at one, dude. We were going to move it, remember?
Sort of up 2 years ago. The people who operate on a cash lifestyle don't go to credit score.
What's
They
that?
buy a car, a house.
Not next break.
They've got no history. So I thought it would be a way to design a business where they would prove they pay their utility bill by cash, they pay their phone bill by cash. I could report that to the credit unions, and then that way they would build a credit score when they wanted to use it.
Interesting.
So that'd be something I could probably retiring in the next couple of years, so I'm looking at building a post-retirement income.
No, I look at it, it's a sector, but I don't know what they're trying to do.
We're putting those Park and Rec on the building, maintenance, I do building maintenance. Okay, very cool. So coming up on,
Do you live in Foothills?
yeah, within the district, it's actually southwest Jefferson County.
Okay.
So it's Foothills Park and Rec.
Cool.
And we've been doing that for coming up on 30 years.
You've been missing Tom for a while?
Pardon?
You've been missing Tom for a while?
Oh, I since Father John days.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I can't do that.
that was early on in the show. That
I can
was
make this thing
kind
turn
of like
rubber.
Mark's equivalent.
This
And
can turn
he
rubber?
adopted Tom because Tom's father left there at an early age, so we called him Father John. And so he was on the show for years.
I can do it better
I
now.
can't remember when he died. Establishes kind of a timeline of how long.
I wonder why it does that anyhow. I think it's
Tom's
just an
Father
illusion.
John, he knows you've been listening a long time, so.
I doubt it's
Guys,
really doing
I
that.
download the podcast, and I work overnight, so I have, I shuffle with the headphones.
I hope you really like
So
that,
I work by myself,
gun
so I
that
put on
I
love Dr.
the
Patty.
headphones,
Let you know.
Why did you go
download
with
several
179?
sports shows,
Which is my husband's
and I
shop.
listen all night to.
More attachments to the case and the reviews. It had 200 compared to like 600 reviews, but the 200, 198 of them were 5-star. 2 of them were one of the bad ones was kind of like you were saying, sticker upside down. But it wasn't that. It was
look used.
was like shrieking bats, and not just normal.
So some of the reviews said that they seemed a little cheaper as far as you can buy attachment for the.
It's the first time I ever bought Amazon's 1999. What do you call it? 5-year warranty.
Oh, why'd you do that? Oh.
Because of exactly that. If that motor gives out her battery.
He bought it on what? A 5-year warranty.
Amazon.
I
think you're gonna like that.
Big ass, $200, $150 massage.
I want to find it. I mean, I'm gonna get it.
No, like I said, the people I've talked to love it. The reviews.
Mark and Suzanne, I have tailed them. If you look at their orders and mine on Amazon, like the steamer.
I'd never buy that damn. I sent back my sous vide machine.
Oh, I didn't buy that. That's one thing.
But
hold on. Then another thing you go. Oh, that turns any video, any place into virtual reality. You don't have to have a VR.
Man, if you haven't used that in a while, update it. It's fucking crazy.
I love
that
it.
Shit's so real.
How do you update the firmware? What's different
when
about
you connect it to your phone or whatever, it'll tell you.
Anyway,
just the menu.
I bought this thing for $249. I swear to God, I can lay in bed, Stephanie's sound asleep, and it's like you're in a frickin' theater, and you can turn your head all over.
You just turn a movie on?
No, like Netflix.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be VR. That's what I like.
But Mark, did you tell Tom about Alibaba's one-day sales record?
Hey, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We love what we do here. Let's talk. We love it. I want to talk about this holiday stuff coming up here. We have Allison. Wave the Grain is the name of the bakery. Now, I just found this place and love it. And they do it's not a commercial. I just like the place, and they're a small place, and they do gluten-free and low-carb. I want to talk about the low-carb, low-sugar stuff for Thanksgiving. What are people buying? I imagine, I looked at the ingredients, Allison, the other night we were at the store, and I said to Stephanie, I don't think pumpkin pie would be hard to make low-carb. Do you do any pies low-carb?
I do. So we can do a pumpkin low carb with, and you can choose. We have 3 different crusts. We have a regular crust that is about 6 carbs a slice, and then we have walnut or almond crust. And you can choose any one of them. Mm-hmm.
Nut crust.
And those are about 1 carb. Yeah, and those are about 1 carb a slice. If you do them in 6, it's a normal 9-inch size pie.
What other pies are you doing? What flavors low carb and then gluten free?
You bet. So we've got peanut butter, a peanut butter chocolate, a key lime mousse, French silk, caramel silk, coconut cream.
Wow. You got them all, basically. All right.
Pretty much.
So do people have to pre-order?
So we will absolutely stuff our cases with as much as we can. But if people want to make sure they get exactly what they want, especially with the keto stuff, we are having them pre-order. We're taking orders through midnight tomorrow, and you can call or email, whatever is easiest.
Wait, through midnight tomorrow. When is Thanksgiving?
One week from this Thursday.
I guess I should have known that. It's only 1 week away. So through tomorrow night, midnight, you're taking orders, and then you guarantee delivery by, they come and pick it up by, what? When?
The Wednesday before. So Wednesday the 27th will be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
So if you have people that want to do the low carb or the gluten-free for Thanksgiving, they can do pies. What else are you doing? You don't have any like dinner rolls, do you?
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm working on a keto dinner roll. I'm not thinking I'm going to have them ready for this one. I do have paleo buns. It's just not as high fat as the keto, but they are low carb. So it's 3 carbs in each.
Well, how do you make those? What do you make those with? What kind of flour?
That one is millet, teff, just a tiny touch of sorghum. And it's almost like a honey wheat flavor would be.
Wow, that's cool stuff. Now,
yeah, we do those in loaves and rolls. Rolls are our most popular.
All right, Wave the Grain. Now, is that wavethegrain.com?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's the easiest way. I'm going to give your phone number out, but I want people to know Wave the Grain. So let me give this number out here. And we go down. I love this place. 303-721-7547. So you got to order by midnight tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And then for Christmas, that's another story. That deadline is, you have till December 15th. So it's 303-721-7547. And that's just my thing, just plugging you because I like you. I don't get anything free. I want to make that clear. 303-721-7547. We have fun, though, going there. And really, sometimes, though, people just say, let's just skip it, right? Let's just skip it for one day. One day. You know, why
Hey, can
bother?
vegans eat cheese?
I don't know, actually. No, that comes from animals, right? Yeah, no.
So anything that's derived even from an animal.
I don't think vegans eat cheese, do they?
No cheese, no honey.
No honey? It's not hurting the bee.
Comes from an animal.
A bee's an animal?
Yeah, and they're not hurting the bee, though, are they? No, they're just taking the honey.
And it comes from a flower. It's pollen.
It's pollen from a flower. It's just processed by the bee.
Right.
How about the honey from Walmart?
What are you talking about? What's he talking about?
That's just corn.
Oh. The honey from Walmart, meaning the stuff you buy. Got it.
Why kill animals when you get meat at the grocery store?
I want to go back to Charlie because he did have a real issue. Charlie?
Hi.
I didn't forget about you, Charlie. I didn't forget about you, seriously. Norm, we didn't forget about you either. We're trying to get our employment attorney on. Hang on, Norm, please. And then Stan. Is this Stan the HOA man? Why is he back? Did I need him?
Suzanne said he was going to be calling back in.
I'm sorry, Stan. Stan, was there an outstanding issue going on that we needed to talk about? I just wanted to talk about, the assessments.
Special assessment,
Yeah. Just if you could do me a favor, Charlie, just hang on one sec here. Okay. Stan, I was told, I don't believe it, but I was told in order to do special assessments, there's a law in Colorado that requires a majority vote of all homeowners. I've never heard such a thing.
No, the only thing that would require homeowner approval, to my knowledge, is if in your governing documents, and the only special assessment, if you will, that requires homeowner approval is a construction defects litigation.
Okay. Otherwise, if they have a shortfall, they can do an assessment. Yeah. And
no problem.
And
now,
this is
there is a caveat.
Yeah.
Some governing documents will limit the amount and percentage of increase, and then if it goes over that, it requires a homeowner approval.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
All right. Now, can you give people your website, Stan, so they can look up, because you have a lot of issues and you blog. So what is your website?
It's Colorado HOA Forum, FORUM.com, and we just redesigned.
All right.
And it's I know it's the most extensive library of HOA information for sure in the state. I would almost say anywhere.
You know, Stan, we use you all the time as our expert, Stan, the HOA man, and he is at Colorado HOA Forum.com. So now back to Charlie. Charlie, I hope you forgive me, okay, because we have so many little things coming up. Okay, so Charlie, we're going to talk about the Airbnb. Now, this sounds pretty serious. Now, Airbnb screwed you how?
I gave them like 9 points of information, including a booking number, my name, date of birth, et cetera, et cetera.
Uh-huh.
And they refused to call the host and have them come and let me into the property.
Okay, this is what I'm confused about. Why were you locked out of the property, or why wasn't there a lockbox, or what's the normal way of getting access?
Well, honestly, I made a mistake. I did not write down the host's phone number on the itinerary I produced.
What was the procedure?
The trip.
The procedure was for you to call them when you arrived?
Yes.
And you didn't have the number, so you called Airbnb and said, oh, by the way, I mean, they should have a contingency for a mistake, for goodness sakes. You called and said, hey, I left the number at home. Can you help me? And you're telling me they would not help you.
For one reason, and that reason is because even though I gave them all of this other information, I didn't remember which one of my half a dozen or so PayPal addresses was programmed into my computer when it made the purchase a month before.
So they couldn't validate them to give the info out.
So that, but I mean, they could have called the person and said, hey, could you look out the window and see if this guy matches the picture on the profile we sent you a month ago? but they wouldn't let me talk to a
So as a
supervisor.
result,
But look,
what happened
look,
as a result?
I said to heck with it and came home 3 days early, and it cost me a whole lot more money for all the change fees.
Wait a minute.
What I
You
want to
came
talk
home
about-
3 days early, so part of your trip you took, but the last 3 days you were going to stay at this place.
Yeah, I mean, I was in London for a locksmith convention, and then I went to Scotland.
Okay.
And I was gonna, okay, but what I really want to bring to your listeners' attention is H.R. 1423, the FAIR Act.
Forced arbitration it's called, right?
The Forced Arbitration Injustice Repeal Act.
Repeal Act?
And yes, it's been passed by the House of Representatives. I desperately would like to see it get through Congress because right now...
The bill prohibits a pre-dispute arbitration agreement. They were saying that people were blindly signing arbitration agreements and being prevented from using the courts. Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely. If you
Why
go
did you
on
want to sue? Did you want to sue Airbnb?
Well, I did, but I can't.
Okay.
And
Whoa, why can't you?
If this is passed, it will not help me. But what I want to do is I want to help millions of consumers in the future.
I see.
And I want them to know that right now, if you join Amazon, eBay, Lyft, Uber, Airbnb, PayPal, Hotwire, Priceline, Equifax, if you go on any of these sites, by clicking that little box saying, yes, I agree to your terms and conditions, you're automatically forcing yourself.
Still sue them. Who
into these
cares?
Forced arbitration
So-
agreement.
But Mark, hold on. With
Sue
forced
'em.
arbitration,
Okay, so
they
he's gonna,
can.
hold on. He's going to go. If they do business here in Colorado and he's here, he goes to small claims court. He files it in that county. I don't care if there's a forced arbitration. What are they going to do? Settle for $1,000, or are they going to spend what, $4 or $5 grand sending an attorney here? What do you think they're going to do?
What Mark is saying is, well, here's what I think.
Who cares if he's right or wrong on this arbitration? Doesn't even matter. Is my point.
But here's what I think would happen. They would throw it. They won't even see it. If there's a forced arbitration agreement, I guess. I don't know after this bill is passed, but
they'd have to send an attorney to freaking show that to somebody at some point.
You mean they have to have an attorney in order to get it dismissed?
Of course.
Okay, so you're saying instead of even bothering to get it dismissed, they might settle.
Yeah, just bring them to small claims court.
So he's saying it's not that they can't enforce the arbitration. He's saying it's more expensive for them to just come and make that motion than it would be to settle. Hold on, we'll discuss it.
This is Denver's Talk
Mind
Station with
chime in
Martino.
just a little bit. Just do
You
it.
can chime in anytime you want.
That's
You
what
don't.
I'm saying.
I'll orchestrate it if you want, but I don't have to.
All right, you don't
just
have to.
chime right
You
in
don't
and
have
say,
to.
by the way, Tom, you can just go right, and I'll be quiet.
So I don't have something. Directed for Tom, but I just want to. I think you said a learning moment or a
teachable moment.
A
But you can do
moment,
whatever you want.
A teachable moment, and I
You know what you
recommend all
do? You
business
sue
owners.
them. Here's why I sue them.
Thanks,
I sue
man.
them
Just
over
do
the
it.
arbitration
Okay.
agreement.
Do you get some calls about arbitration? Because this
Yes.
is a big thing that's going on with a lot of major companies weaving in arbitration more and more into the fine print.
Well, that's why this H.R. 1423 is being proposed.
Yeah.
Because they're saying...
It already passed.
I don't think it did, Mark.
I'm reading
Did
it.
it?
It passed the House.
Yeah. If this becomes law, all of the ones we signed retroactively become ineffective.
Wow.
I don't think... I don't know. Do you think there's anything wrong with arbitration agreements?
If both parties want to go to arbitration,
If both parties want it, I guess not.
it's
but
way
when-
the fuck
when
cheaper
there's-
than going to court.
When there's unequal bargaining power, you got the credit card company versus the consumer, then I don't like it.
Yeah, of course not.
But I.
American Restoration 24/7. That's the name of the company that you'll want with a fire, flood, storm, mold, or worse. You might have chemical contamination, toxins, asbestos, meth. Listen, here's the bottom line. If you have this company, you can trust them because this industry is riddled with ripoffs. So before you call a restoration company, please call these guys 8337-AM-REST or amrest247.com.
Embarrassed by your smile? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. My team and I go above and beyond, taking the time to ensure you feel safe at my office and are comfortable receiving the care you need
to have a beautiful, vibrant smile that you deserve. At Barrett's Dental, we offer total
All set.
solutions, which means we can handle all aspects of your care in one safe location without the need to refer you out from doctor to doctor to doctor. If you do feel safe at my office, it's the last place you'll have to visit for honest and excellent dental care. We can solve your problems no matter
After
how
this?
complex they are. Call my office today to set up a free
So I've seen this on the internet a couple times. I don't know if this is real.
If you're looking for a safe place for your dental care, call Barrett's Dental today at
Barrett's.
303-731-1308 or visit denverdentist.com for your free consultation. Mention KHOW and you'll receive 50% off on the first $1,000 in dental services.
Master Rooter, Master Rooter, Master Rooter Plumbing. Why do I repeat myself? Because if you ever need 24/7 emergency service, if you ever need a toilet installed, you ever need a new sink installed, you ever need anything that's got to do with plumbing, these guys have great prices. They do not charge a trip charge in the Denver metro area. They give free estimates, and they have great people. They also give discounts to single income families, military and senior discounts, and that's on top of their already unbelievably low prices. If you need a great plumber that's going to be there when you need them with 24/7 emergency service, and the last thing, by the way, if you ever need an entire sewer replacement, they can save you up to 50%. Ready for the number? 720. God, 434-3406. 720-434-3406. Master Rooter Plumbing. Oh, my glasses are done. Suzanne's grabbing them for me.
Where'd you get them at?
I get them at Sam's. Sam's Optical is the cheapest by any means if you have the business account. And then on top of that, because Miles works at Walmart.
You get 10% for 5%.
Yeah, it's really weird. Only on like vegetables and optical. That's it.
There's a combo.
That's it.
Well, carrots for your eyes.
Like actual, I think it's produce, and optical. That's it.
That is bizarre. How'd they choose that?
No, I think they do it probably just healthy. I don't know, man. It's interesting. But my same exact glasses, lenses, and frames at that place by the mall, and I can't think of the name of it. $650 compared to $200. And that's with the fancy lenses that turn colors in the sun and all that shit.
The bad thing I don't like about, because I bifocals at Costco, it's not the halfway. They do a little...
Very slim at the bottom.
A little cutout.
See, on the opposite, I got to actually take glasses off to read anything up to about here.
Sure. I just did it. You're right. I mean, I can read this here real good. So.
Times about stem cell therapy. Centeno Schultz, by the way, they're featured in that article. Dr. Centeno was truly the one who started clinical stem cell.
I had a doctor years ago. She said that as we saw her for a lot of years. She said, "Are the light bulbs in your house getting brighter and brighter?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "As you age,
brighter. I think they get dimmer.
Well, your sight gets dimmer, but the bulbs in the roof's got to get brighter."
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You know, Doc, you're right.
Is that Colin still on? Is he going to say what he wants to do?
Who cares?
He is all of that. That's a good point, though. Some of these brilliant people you cannot carry on a conversation with.
Is Colin still on?
He's not brilliant. Why do I do it? I would never consider him brilliant. If you can't hold a fucking job, you're not brilliant.
Well, what's that video? I mean, all he did is get a really sexy girl.
You know, if you can't hold a job or function, I want to. Seriously, I mean, we got to re-look at the word fucking brilliant or genius.
Well, that may be more.
If you can't hold a job or function, how can you possibly be brilliant or a genius?
No, it's a soft job.
Oh, okay.
Go, 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 Mr.
Okay,
Martino.
what were you asking?
I was asking.
Because anything we
if
talk...
you're brilliant.
Yes, if I am.
No. How
Go.
How can you be called brilliant or a genius if you can't hold a job, and basically you can't function normal everyday life.
You know what? That's a really good question because people are, and I think it is obviously it's in the eyes of the beholder. A lot of people refer when they say brilliant or genius, they talk about how the mind actually, the capacity of the mind and brain, not what they're doing. They
like
just,
Rain Man.
Yeah, or
But you can't be brilliant or if you can't hold a job, how can you be a genius or brilliant?
But you can be because you could learn instantly. You're not.
But you can't make money to feed yourself, so you die.
But Mark, you are confusing survival with brilliancy. I mean, a lot of brilliant people die early or commit suicide or stupid things. Survivors do other things. Now, you have a rare combination. You have a rare combination of survival and genius, but you're not educated. So I'm saying that as
formally educated.
That's what I mean. What I mean is people could make the mistake of thinking you're not smart because people confuse educated with smart. We all know educated people that are the dumbest people you ever met, because so what is smart? Smart, I think, what I call brilliant and smart is the ability to learn and adapt. Period. That's it. And communicate. Adapt and communicate. Adapt and because anybody can be educated. That doesn't make you smart. That doesn't make you anything but educated, right? There are brilliant people who are never educated. I have a feeling Colin is a creative genius, but I think he suffers from mental illness. I'm not making fun of him when I have him on the show. I treat people with mental illness with respect, but I just wish they would shut up long enough for us to give him some advice. He's never going to become senator. He should just forget it. But he has enough creativity. He could put it to use with his videos. Colin, I'm saying you ought to go into video production. You are very creative.
Thank you.
And
maybe that's what I then do is that by campaigning, I meet a lot of smart people, and maybe that's what I thought about when thinking about campaigning. Like the whole process is going to be good no matter what. It's going to inspire others, just like AOC has inspired me, and she knows what I'm talking about. Because
AOC inspired you?
Blog. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you watched
that thing I said about brilliant? Oh, wait a minute. How did AOC inspire you?
Oh boy, I mean, you don't want me to cry on radio, but
yeah,
like,
we do.
You know how she inspired me.
No, I truly want to know how she. No, Colin, I mean it, Colin. How did she inspire you?
Well, she's my age.
Okay.
Right now, she's like a few months older than me.
Okay.
Well, then 80 million people probably inspire her.
What? There must be something more. Is it what she accomplished at her age?
Who, gets the college degree and then is bartending and whatnot and decides to get involved in politics and all of a sudden you're a congresswoman? What?
No, what? He's got a point. He's got a point. Dan, what are you poo-hooing that for?
That right now.
Look where she got it at. She got New York and she promised them everything. Her constituents.
Well, I know, but come on. Being elected to Congress is not a walk in the park.
How many signatures do you got to collect, Colin? How many signatures?
Well, I've just dove into all the regulations with the FEC. I have to file a report at the end of January 31st if I spend $5,000 between now and the end of the year.
Why do you have to spend $5,000?
What?
Why do you have to spend
I'm saying if. I don't have to. That's the beauty of this. I just found out.
Okay, here's what I want you to do, Colin. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to do a selfie video.
I got $5K I could drop on the table right now, but that requires me to be obligated to all these reports.
If you do a selfie video of why you should be elected to Congress, hold on.
It's on my YouTube.
Well, I want one shorter, okay? Without the Joker laugh. I want it a little shorter, and I would like to put it up on our show when you get it done. Okay, Charlie, I know Charlie thinks we're a nut because we keep going away from him coming back, but Charlie has a serious issue. Airbnb, he brings up
very much to make just 2 points if I could.
I want, before you do that, Charlie, I want to put it in context for people listening because we go in and out. He went to an Airbnb. He was stranded because he didn't bring the name of the and number of the owner, and he called Airbnb. He was very dissatisfied, but he wanted to bring attention to the forced arbitration in many contracts. And go ahead.
The first thing is you guys mentioned small claims court. My intention was not to go to small claims court. When I was on the airplane, I was bound and determined to file a lawsuit in United States District Court in the form of a class action to protect all consumers
from what
that Airbnb would have in the future from having to go through the same kind of thing I went through.
All right, Charlie, just before you move on, let's take one thing at a time. Your intent was to do a class action on behalf of all consumers who go through this with Airbnb. I just say that because people accuse me of not listening. I understand what you're saying. You, first of all, would not be able to get a class defined under current law because classes, first of all, must share common experiences, and you don't know if there are any common experiences, and they have to have loss or damages. And here's the deal. You admit that part of this was your problem, that you left the number. You didn't have it. So it's not as if they treat everyone like this. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't have a mechanism in place, but let's ask our attorney, Blake Harris, attorney at law. Do you think this sounds like a class action?
I think it's a tough case for the class action just based on what you said. You have to find other people in the same position as you where you've been wrong because there's not an Airbnb person available to help you. I think it's going to be hard to
Not just available. They were available, but he didn't like the procedure. Charlie...
And then on top of that is quantifying it. How much money do they owe you for it?
Because not only did they bend over backwards trying to help you with all this information, you're the one that couldn't supply the email address.
Well, I supplied them the booking number, the address I was standing in front of, my name, my email address, my phone number, my date of birth, 2 other booking numbers of places I'd stayed within the last week. That should be enough to establish my account.
Therefore,
to put it into perspective for you,
go ahead.
It takes me 2 pieces of information, a booking number and my name, to get me a boarding pass to get on a secured aircraft.
Here's what I'd like you to do. Make your opening argument right now. I'm just going to shut up. Make your opening argument for the class action lawsuit. I want to hear it.
I haven't prepared that. But what I have...
All right, hold on. I don't have unlimited time, but I know he's going to be the one who says, I haven't made my points. So I'm going to let him make his points when we come back.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
Yeah. Fuller, 30. Yeah. Oh, you're leaving. Where are you going? Secret?
No, home to meet a garage door guy and then a plumber.
We didn't get to talk to our common man yet.
I'm enjoying I'm enjoying myself.
I want to talk to you about your business idea.
I do have to say it's L-E-G.
What did I just say?
L-I.
Oh, it's not L-I?
No, L-E-G.
Oh.
That's all right.
Because I thought Dick Linger would be pretty damn bad.
Well, that might be my radio persona.
Linger.
L-E-G-N-E-R.
His name is Legner. Legner.
Legner.
Legner.
Yes.
Legner. Legner.
So, Tom, do you think that guy's video is that great?
No, I don't know where he gets on.
John Fuller, Fuller Law, is a personal injury attorney that I say you call when you've been injured and you don't know what the heck to do. You have so many people screaming in your ear, whispering in your ear, telling you what to do. You've been in a car accident, right? Because he is our car accident expert. And you're saying, wait a minute, what do I do? First of all, you may not even have a case. You don't know. You may have an excellent case. You don't know. What you need to do is ask John Fuller. Free legal advice when you need it the most. Call him and say, here's what happened. He'll give you an initial consultation, and if he takes the case, he only gets paid a small percentage if he collects from you. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
That's smart to understand. Do you think that guy's videos are all that great?
No. I thought that commercial was good. Really well produced.
But what was he trying to sell?
It was a GoDaddy thing.
Right.
It was like the Carl's Jr. hamburger one with the hot chick.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it based on his quality to sell anything. I just thought the video production quality and the
He is no idiot savant. He's a fucking recluse.
No, he's not an idiot savant. He's not that. Okay. I think he's a creative guy. I think he's creative. I don't know. I saw some other videos that maybe you didn't see, but they were pretty damn good. Not just that.
It's a Van Halen video at best.
There you go. No, that's what he tried to copy. So, I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to vote for him for senator, though.
But people do overuse that genius term. They do. And this OAC, she's no fucking genius. Isn't she an economist?
She actually did get a business degree, but she's the one that chased Amazon or whoever out of New York City and no
She
jobs.
didn't understand what the tax credit was going to
Yes.
be. She says, New York's going to save this $3 billion.
We can spend it somewhere else, is
Yeah.
what she said.
Oh my God, was she that stupid?
Yes.
Instead of not realizing it's a tax credit to them.
And they'd make that 20 times
No,
over.
and then she came back and said, "Oh, I understand what a tax credit is."
Well, did she actually come back and say that?
Afterwards, after people
after
were
everybody
on
told
her.
her what a
Did
tax credit
people
was.
say to her, "You cost us money"? Did anyone?
They cost a lot of jobs.
But
Well,
did
when the
anyone?
election comes,
Why
we'll
didn't
find
anyone
out.
get pissed that we don't have Amazon coming to New York? Why didn't she want them there?
Big corporate.
Big corporate, but I think it's because the tax
tax.
money said that they were.
Because she said they could spend that money in a better way.
See, this is where liberals and nuts come together. Because because when you're really liberal, you have to understand that your corporations, big tech, they're all liberal. They're all liberal.
No, not.
Wait. You don't think Amazon is a liberal organization? Google is a liberal organization?
I bet not one of them would vote for any fucking Democrat, with the exception of Biden.
Not privately. Publicly they wouldn't, but privately they would. Excuse me. Publicly, they're going to say that they're for everything that Democrats stand for. Everything.
Except for the tax.
Geez, I don't know, man. Microsoft, a lot of them have come out and said these people are fucking insane.
Bill Gates.
I don't know. Do you
Like
think
publicly.
I thought high
Bezos
tech.
with
I
an
thought they
$8
were
billion
all.
tax
Didn't they
bill.
all refuse to meet with Trump and have that council? Remember he appointed them.
Some of them did.
But I think that, and also higher education. Those assholes, they're all liberal, and they're the most stingy bastards in the world, and so are the big high tech firms. You know, this is bullshit. I mean, also where they get to their diversity, they come around. They come around, all these feminists, all these people come around, and they love Islam and Muslims who want to stone and kill women for disobeying their husbands. Now, how do you reconcile
like
that shit?
you, I have no way how I understand that.
You know,
they don't even.
But they hate Christianity on the other
They
hand.
hate Israel, but they won't say anything about a Muslim country.
That's right. That's right. And Jews are more inclusive than anyone on earth.
Yeah, they live with Palestinians.
And then they have. Then they have these asshole beliefs.
I just don't understand that.
They're not consistent.
Oh, did you see that Chick-fil-A kind of folded a little bit?
Oh, big time.
How? What do they
Not
do?
a little bit.
What do you mean?
They won't.
They're not going to donate to people that don't like the LBGTYQZ anymore.
Hi.
Z's for zebras.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. All right, I'm just going to shut up. Go ahead, Charlie. So Airbnb screwed you. You want to get back at him? You want to go to court? You have a forced arbitration clause? Go ahead.
Well, my second point is the House of Representatives have recognized this injustice and already passed the act. I want people to understand what's going on, get involved and contact their senators. And I have made a website I can give you in a couple of minutes if that's got some boilerplate letters, etc. But my third point is probably most important. The Airbnb staff were more concerned about the quote-unquote account security than they were the physical security of a senior citizen customer standing on a dark, cold, drizzly street 5,000 miles away from home where they could be assaulted, robbed, or killed.
But they don't know that. You could have been some guy in his basement doing a scam. Well, they don't know that.
Well, you tell me. How is somebody doing a scam going to know the booking number, the address they're standing in front of, my name, my phone number, and have the ability?
Charlie, I don't mind. I don't mind their excessive. I don't mind. Look, you're asking for opinion. I don't mind their excessive security measures. I think they should have an easier process in place for when things like this happen, like some kind of PIN number or something.
I do too.
So we're in agreement on that, but I mean the excessive security measures and the fact that you couldn't put it all together. They don't know for sure you were out there stranded and that you were genuine. It could have been somebody trying to hack. I mean,
how long ago did this happen?
October 9th.
By the way, have they since done anything or said anything to, you know, like, hey, here's a coupon, or have they made any attempt to make you happy?
They have refused to refund me the 3 days there, the 1 day.
Well, that's BS. I mean, I think that's BS. You didn't get the 3 days, but then
wait. Well, how about if you own that property and some numbskull forgot the key or something and didn't show up? I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I guess I see it from that point too. But he didn't get any services. I wonder if they even presented it to the owner.
All they had to do was make a phone call, and they refused to make a phone call.
I don't even know if they have the ability. Do they have the that? I mean, a lot of owners don't want to be contacted.
Well, the owner had to have been contacted. I mean, my big problem was I did not have internet standing out at a bus stop across the street from this place. I could have pulled my laptop out and got her phone number out of my email.
I sense the frustration. I do. And I understand. I'm putting myself in your position. I guess I would have been pissed. Oh, come on, guys. I got all this information. Can't you just make a phone call? I'm standing out here. I understand it.
They wouldn't even let me talk to a supervisor.
What about, okay, here's the thing. Couldn't you put yourself up in a hotel room one night and gotten your internet there? And then
I didn't have any idea where a hotel was relative to where I was.
Okay. Well, Charlie, I'm sorry this happened, you know. He wants you to know about HR 1423.
And Charlie, I think you are doing a good thing by fighting back against arbitration. It is taking away a lot of people's access to the courts. It is
yeah, a lot of people are against those forced ARB clauses.
I will say, though, a teaching tip.
We're out of time.
Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next.
You can move on over.
God, it is nuts.
We got another hour. Take your.
What you say? Nut day?
Oh my God! It's just very hard to explain to people. It's. Okay, I'm gonna run down. I'll print my car out front.
Go.
Okay.